Come and fly away with me. 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 Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die. So come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000
Oh, hello to all of you positive people of the Pop Culture Corner. It's me, it's good old JP, and I'm taking the reins today. Oh, this is so good. This is so great to be here. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. What's going on, everyone? See, reading here, Movie Dogs is in the waiting. Okay, yeah. I'm hyped to be here. I'm this topic has been a long time coming for me. We got Donovan going on in the chat. What's going on, man? How are you doing tonight? Saying the Moon Knight trailer slayed. I expect it to, and I will be watching it after this stream is done. And then we've got stream elements in the chat. First off, I want to be a gracious guest and thank Ty and the Pop Culture Corner for allowing me to do this on their platform. They did not have to do this, but they did, and I want to thank them for that. And to do that, I'm going to say this, guys, listen. All the fellow geeks and nerds and all the wonderful members of the Pop Culture Corner. If you want to help out this channel, please like, share, subscribe, become a member, and also join the Patreon. Join the Patreon. I'll be sharing, or I'm going to be trying to find and share all that information here while we are doing this. But we have a lot to talk about. We have so much to break down. It's actually like it's embarrassingly a lot. But for those that don't know, G4 right now is in a lot of hot water for multiple different things that have been piling up since since they relaunched. They relaunched sometime last year, and I was excited. I love G4. Seeing that logo come at Comic-Con, man, oh man, I was beyond hyped for it. And to see how badly they have fallen from grace is just, it's a lot. So we're going to be breaking this down bit by bit by bit. There's 3 things, and yes, the Frost thing is one of them, but that's probably going to be in the last one because the other 2 are fresher things or fresher problemos that I want to address. And feel free to talk to me in the chat if you had experiences, positive experiences with G4 or know anything that's going on right now. Yeah, it died a long time ago, but here's the thing though. I'm going to say this. If they had stuck away from the politics, then none of this would have happened. Caden in the chat, what's going on, Caden? Meta, have a good show. Just stop by saying hi and dropping a like. Thank you, man. Thank you. Always appreciate it. Always appreciate that. But yeah, if it had just not, they started off in the worst possible way. And I have the tweet saved. I'm just trying to remember what I did with it, but I have it saved. It's in the thumbnail, for God's sake. I just can't remember what I did with it. Maybe if I look it up. Let me type in G4 in mine. Nothing came up. That is, don't you love when your desktop does that? Oh, it's the best thing ever. Anyway, if I find it later, I'll find it later. But what's going on, Chris? Never heard of G4, nor do I care for it. Okay, well, I mean, G4, just to give you hindsight, G4 was a gaming network in the early 2000s. They were pretty big and popular. They in the gaming space, their critique on games carried a lot of weight and merit. This is even before IGN was the main top dog. I got Sheree in the chat. Hi, Sheree. But yeah, like X Play carried a lot of weight in the gaming space. They covered E3, they covered Comic Con. That's how I got exposed to those events. That helped deepen me into my love for everything comic books, movies, and gaming. Like they helped with that. They helped cultivate a generation of gamers and nerds. But now it's literally a shell of its former self. And I'm gonna say this. Please don't skewer me alive. But Saggy's right. Some hard to swallow pill time. It's some hard to swallow pills right here. People like It's a Gundam, and that whole group, Fandom Menace and all them, they're actually kind of right to an extent on everything going on with G4. Now let me explain before I get skewered alive, because they're not right all the time. You know, broken clock is right once every other time. But I mean, well, it was known as Tech TV, Chris, before it was G4. It went through like a change. It went from Tech TV to G4, and then up until 2014, stayed Tech TV, and then by the end of its life, it was a shell of its former self anyway. You know, so. But yeah, I have clips. I have receipted tweets. We're breaking down all of this today. All of this today. But then I'll start with I can't tell if that's a yes. That's also true. Okay, let's start out with this one since it's basically the smallest one that I can see. Although what is happening is still a very serious thing if you care about this stuff. So who knows of NFTs? Anybody know of NFTs? Anyone? Okay. Well, bottom line is this: they're bad for the environment. The science shows that it takes a lot of electricity and power to make these NFTs. Not to mention that it also stipends and hurts the actual indie creative scene for artists. And so because of that, Donovan, the science is, yes, Chris, they are still a-holes, but when someone's right, a real man, a real person, a real human being will be like, you know what? I disagree with you 99% of the time, but you are right about this. That they are right about this. And as far as how NFTs are made, Donovan, the science is so, yeah, it's like I'm trying to break it down as simple as possible. NFTs still confuse me, but they're still it's still a very confusing thing. But I know that takes up a lot of electrical power to make them. In some cases, I know that Troy Baker recently got into a lot of shit because of him and his NFTs, which it really will hurt the voice acting community. But that's a whole other thing. Who we're going to be focusing on today is Kevin Pereira, who when I heard he supported NFTs, like that's one thing, right? But no, the chat basically turned on him, right? And I'm going to share this with everyone right now, actually. It got bad. It got really, really bad, really, really fast. Oh yeah, no, it's a Ponzi scheme, Chris. It's also a Ponzi scheme. It's basically the same. It's the equivalent to back in the day when your parents didn't want to get you a real present, so they say, "Honey, we didn't have that much money, but your father and I, we got together and we bought you your very own star." Okay, I guess that's equivalent to nothing really, but it's a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme scam that celebrities and Hollywood are pushing because Hollywood has to stay on what's popular. But with that being said, yeah, Kevin did not take this lightly. Uh, just just uh just watch this. Watch the meltdown. Watch the meltdown unfold.
But maybe later we'll get to talk about Crypto Beefcakes, which is a project that you tie an NFT to a Discord account. And then if you're a positive influence in a community, it actually inflates the value of your NFT. So heaven forbid we have avatars and communities that encourage people to be kind and supportive to increase the value of something. But apparently, that's the thing that gets me canceled today, is caring about a new technology and community. Well, you're all welcome. That's my time on this one. Yeah, it's okay to hate. I'm going to sleep fine tonight. Yeah, I really will. Now, at the end of our stream in the cool down, I'm probably not going to talk about NFTs anymore because someone's going to come out with a cattle prod. Heaven forbid that happen. But maybe
like this man just went through so many stages of so many things. It sounds like one, he is uneducated on NFTs, and that's perfectly fair because like Donovan and I just said, we're also uneducated. But here's the thing, I am willing to listen to the science, and from what I have seen and read, it does sound like NFTs are really, 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 really bad for the environment. And two, like this man knows that if if G4 goes under, he has nothing going on. That's why he was one of the main supporters of G4 coming back, is because that was his claim to relevancy. And I love Kevin. Don't get me wrong. Him and Olivia were a dynamic duo, just like Morgan and Adam, which we'll get to Mr. Sussler after this. But yeah, no, it's just, it doesn't get better. Like it really doesn't. Because like he saw the chat was turning on him and he immediately went into defensive mode. And like that's never good. That is never good. Let me see, mini player default. Is it on big screen? No, there it is, full screen. Okay, there we go. This is another one, right? So yeah. So this was after the break, right? This is after the break.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to NFT Talk with Kasim. Kasim's got his top 50 favorite NFTs to discuss. Why are you so bullish on the future of NFTs, Kasim?
I love animated cartoon digital fake money.
Oh,
And I have a whole portfolio that I want to pimp out on this show.
let's do it. And then yank the rug.
And then just pull the segment down.
I knew you were into esports.
I'm
Welcome back to Attack of the Show. We're going to check back in with Will and Gina.
Yeah, it didn't. It's Chief. This ain't a good look for you, bro. And the internet in of itself despises NFTs from what I have seen online. Like no one is safe with supporting this avenue because it is a Ponzi scheme. From what it just sounds like a Ponzi, not even understanding the science behind it. It just sounds like a Ponzi scheme, right? Like, oh, you get to own this digital image. Literally, people post their NFTs on Twitter and people save the photo and now they own that NFT. It's that easy to like rip someone off of an NFT. It's absolutely ridiculous. C Reed here says, I miss the days where we all just talk movies, games, and anime, and the only people who would get in arguments would be who shot first, Han or Greedo. Yeah, man, and it's obviously Han, right? Han shot first. Han absolutely shot first. But no, like Oh my God. Sounds like my parents when they told me I could buy games, but they gave me a Kinect instead. I hated it. Chris, I am so sorry to hear that. You had a Kinect. I'm sorry that you had the Eye of Sauron watching your every move. That sounds depressing. I hated the damn Kinect. I didn't even have an Xbox and I hated the Kinect. Okay. But yeah, no, Kevin 1 just seemed uninformed, and when the chat turned on him, he immediately went into like clutch pearl mode, and just he didn't know how to handle it. He just didn't know how to handle it, and that's unfortunate, you know? Because again, Kevin seems like he's a really good dude, but it's just I hate to see this. I hate to see it. All right. But yeah, that's basically that. That was like one of the first straws after the fact. There's a tweet and I'm still trying to find it in the background, but damn all I'm not going to be able to find it, I don't think. It's fine if I can't, but I'm still going to be mad. But anyway, the second thing that I want to talk about is oh Jesus Christ. Mr. Adam Sessler, come on down. You are the next guest on The Price is Right. Adam Sessler, folks, is a man who invokes a lot of emotions out of me. And he just does. He evokes a lot of emotions. And what I mean by that is he's a great games journalist to an extent. Like I really like Adam Sessler as a games journalist. But or I should say, however, the stuff that he has done and said after G4 first shut its doors in 2014, even before G4 shut its doors in 2014, he's went off the deep end. He has went off the deep end, and I know politics are a big no-no, but this is the main part of his drama or his stuff, and a lot of this is rough. And it's going to be I'm going to be walking through a minefield, folks. It's going to be interesting. But all right, here we go. So let's start with probably the first thing as to why Adam Sessler is a piece of human garbage. Adam, now mind you, for those that know what Gamergate is, you know what a shitstorm that was. And it was a hell of a shitstorm. However, Adam Sessler got caught up in that. And while he was caught up in that, Adam decided to say this little nugget of loveliness for all of us.
Hate hate speech and online gaming.
Ooh.
The saucy topic. Don't do it. Would be a nice start.
Yeah, really. I don't know. I'm assuming no one would attest to being one of those guys who are in this room right now, but there seem to be a lot of them. Maybe a lot of them are in junior high school. I don't know. If you know someone who does this, could you stop playing with them? Could you call him a douche? I mean, it really does ruin the experience. When I hear, clearly a young person using racial epithets or derogatory terms for homosexuals, it just makes my stomach churn. And the idea that we are supposed to be a culture of people who at one point, if not now, felt already on the margins of a greater society, and then you just see this behavior that it just replicates the same thing with a different
There it is. That lag is terrible. Okay. This is what he said. Don't give me that First Amendment nonsense. You have every right to try. I have every right to try and find your address and put it out there. So basically, Adam Sessler and Jim Sterling just doxing. Adam and Jim Sterling just supported freaking doxing people. Doxing is not okay. Doxing is when you release the private information of individuals on the internet that want to remain anonymous so that people can go harass them, or worse, because swatting comes with doxing, and there have been deaths from swatting. So that was the first little hiccup that Adam, did, and that was before G4 even closed its doors. He supported doxing, which if you're an online content creator, that's a big no-no. That's a very, very, very big no-no. And it does happen, unfortunately, still, but I wish that was the only thing that Adam did. I wish that this was the only thing that we're here to talk about with Adam, but it's not. When it's people they dislike. Okay. Speaking of people that Adam Sessler dislikes, now we get to politics. Real politics. That doesn't matter what I am. It doesn't matter what you are. I would love to have a conversation about gaming. That's how it should be. But Adam Sessler doesn't see that. And this is part of the reason why people like Quarter Pounder or the Quartering are right. Conservatives play games just like liberals do. Gaming should not be a weapon for one side to use against the other, or an exclusive right for one side to have over the other. Oh, what's going on, Black Ops? And what's going on, Mask? Basically, wow, I really missed a lot here. My bad. Yeah, sorry, y'all. Bit of technical difficulty on my side. It feels to me that people just want to keep the things going. I want to find something to argue the plane about because life has become boring for them. Yeah, so here's what's going on, man. So basically, we just covered that Kevin Pereira went apeshit over the chat. The chat basically stood up against Kevin Pereira supporting NFTs, and the chat was not happy, and Kevin Pereira showed his ass. He went apeshit on them, and then after the break, he still was being a little petty. He was still being a little salty about it. And now we're on Adam Sessler, who I don't know if you saw this earlier, Black Ops, so I'll put it back up on screen. Adam Sessler supports doxing. Yeah, I'm sorry, Chris. I don't know what happened with that, my dude. I don't know what happened. But Adam Sessler supports doxing. Adam Sessler supports doxing because if he disagrees and he thinks you're being an asshole or a douche, he has the right to leak all of your information online, and then you get harassed and all that. It's not right. Again, people have died because of doxing. There's people that I know that have been doxed. It's not cool. Swatting happens. There are a group of hell. Talking about for the not positive media covering it at all. You talking about for the NFTs, my dude, or oh yeah, no, doxing. Yeah. Doxing is definitely not cool. If you're subscribed to my channel or you've watched some streams, or if you've even watched the Game Awards show that we did on this channel, my friends Abba and Cypher, they're both trans, and I had to witness both of them having to fear for their anonymity because these transphobic people were going around Twitter and doxing transgendered people. That's not right. There has been, so if like there was some positive coverage, Black Ops, at first, at the beginning, at the very, very beginning, before any information came out. It was up until a certain tweet. Basically, the tweet said, G4 called gamers toxic. Out the gate, they called the gamer base toxic. You don't do that when you just got brought back. You're trying to get it. You're trying to, have your audience come back to support you. It's not wise to insult them while they're entering your building, because they'll go in one door and right out the other. So that happened. Kevin breaks down on has a mental breakdown over people shitting on him for NFT support. And then you have Adam Sessler supporting doxing. And then there's the tweets, which, let's just get into those. They are, they did good until they started speaking. Well, when you look at who they brought on, right? Adam Sessler is a very controversial figure, and he said when Gamergate started, he wanted nothing to do with the gaming community because of everything revolving around Gamergate. If you know, the true purpose of Gamergate was for ethics in gaming journalism, because we were so sick of games getting positive coverage. Like, who here has absolutely seen a biased IGN Call of Duty review? We wanted to stop. People in Gamergate wanted to stop that. And it got co-opted and hijacked by people like Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian. And it went from ethics in gaming journalism to we're tackling sexism in gaming, which, like, it's a whole thing. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, like, it was a lot. It was a lot back then. But Adam, he took his side on the wrong side of the fence, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, okay, that's subject. You personally don't like COD, and that's fine. I personally am also. I like Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor is my favorite wartime strategy, or not wartime strategy, but simulation war game series. I love Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor didn't get the love that it deserved, and it got left by the wayside. But either way, this is what Adam Sessler did recently. And, well, I say recently, but this has been piling up for a while now. But this was the tweet that started it all, or started the big backlash. Just so I can get this out of my system for once for the day, Republicans are stupid, racist, and drink piss. And another one. Alexander Chipa, they cheered him. Trump greeted with cheers as he calls in to Republican National Committee meeting. Republicans are Nazis. They are cancer. Fuck them all. How many if you swing a Republican? Republicans have a small parabola. They only swing between white nationalism and Nazism. And not for me. As I said yesterday, all the Republicans in my family can eat shit and die while I sip something bubbly. Adam, there's a lot to unpack here. There is so much to unpack here. We're going to break it down one by one. Okay. No matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, gamers should not be divided over their political takes. Yeah. Now y'all are seeing what I've had to witness. Okay, Black Ops, if you want the link, my dude, I will gladly send you a link. Saggy has already talked about this. I know. I wanted her on. I wanted a lot of people on, but that's beside the point. Oh geez. Okay, Black Ops, I got you, bro. I got you. Damn, if I could just remember what Twitter looks like, that'd be great. But yeah, no. Let me send Black Ops a link here. Gonna get some fire going on. And it's been sent. I don't know if that's a wise move, but okay. But yeah, no. So, okay. it doesn't matter what my personal politics are or what your personal politics are. Gaming should be a place where we can escape all of that nonsense and come together, form bonds, and communicate and have fun, man. That's the and yes, Black Donovan hit it right on the head. Adam Sessler has lost the plot. And again, he was done with the gaming community in 2014. He was done. He wanted nothing to do with us. He was too good for us. And now, because G4 needed some of its old hosts back because of the nostalgia, they brought Morgan Webb and Olivia Munn were never going to come back. That's just a fact of life. Olivia Munn is a big-time Hollywood actress, and Morgan Webb is doing her own thing, and she's successful. Adam Sessler and Kevin Pereira were the other two ends of those dynamic duos, and so they brought those two back. Now then, and you can see how great that's been doing them. Hey, what's going on, Billy? How you doing, man? Chris, everything is being made political, so why the fuck are we paying any attention to it? It seems to only fuel it more by giving it attention. I'm of the same opinion, Chris. I feel like sometimes addressing things is the best course of action, but other times after you've addressed it, ignoring it is the best thing. Except here's the thing with that. Yes, Sessler is definitely a douchebag. We have been showing this. He supports doxing. He believes that all Republicans should just be genocidally killed off the planet. It's a lot to take in. And now I am no longer alone. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Black Ops.
Oh my, bro, I cannot believe this dude said that. What is he doing?
I can barely hear you, my dude.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm not even, I don't have my stream set up. So honestly, I apologize.
I had to turn my mic like hella up just to hear you, but it's, hey, Saggy's in here. Hi, Saggy. Saggy, if you want to come on and talk too, I will gladly send a link. I was going to originally reach out to you, but I knew I saw you were streaming and I was like, I don't want to bother her. I'm very timid, actually.
Oh, man.
Dude, like I was like, I wanted to message everyone, like, I want to invite them to this, but I also don't want to bother them.
Is this better at all?
I don't want to be a nuisance. Yeah, you're good, man. I'm just
okay.
Change the format to the square. To the square. Hold on. I think I know what he's talking about now. Hold on. Beep, 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 beep. I'm assuming this is what you meant. Yeah, that looks so much better. Kind of. No, wait. Shit. Shit. All right, you know what? Just go off, Black. I'm just go off while I mess with this. Go.
All right. So not only like
I'm trying.
G4 was honestly probably it was a horrible relaunch, not only because of the one person said, I honestly forget their name because
Frosk?
Yeah, Frost. What they said
to her last, because I will reiterate my point on that.
What was this Adam Sessler trying to prove, that he's just like a dumbass?
He's a hard lefty. He's not even a progressive anymore. It comes down to
is he trying to prove that he's better than like hardcore Republicans? Because no, he's just showing that he's a hardcore lefty and he's no better than our hardcore righties. Like, he's saying some really dumbass shit. Like, let's be honest. Like, what he's saying is completely dumb. And you're trying to relaunch a platform that you're honestly hosting. So the best thing to do is just piss off people. What are you doing?
Okay, Meta, for the love of God, underneath, I don't know what stream that looks like. You just play around with the little buttons down there until it looks normal. For the love of God,
I'm doing the best I can.
Okay,
click,
I'm trying.
Click the one next to the first one. Click that one.
Underneath the titles gives you format. It has squares.
Yes. Use the squares. Yeah, hit the one next to the first one.
Is this an overlay or is this like in theme?
No, just click the button.
I'm trying to click the button.
Okay, click the other. No, not those buttons. Underneath where the window where the stream is. That's the button you need to do. There we go. There you go. Now get rid of the overlay.
Yeah, I need to get rid of this. That's my
Okay, now
bad.
yes, go to the overlay and just click.
There we go.
Click okay, that's fine. Beautiful.
There we
There
go.
we go. We'll get you there.
Oh,
Lord have mercy, that was triggering.
I'm sorry.
I was like, yo, I mean,
I don't have as yeah. Anyway.
For two people, it's not that bad, but when you have a like panel, it's like, ooh.
Yeah, that's my fault. Sorry, Sam, if I caused PTSD.
Oh, that is bad. Mad Max does that all the time, and I yell at him all the time for it. I'm like, Max, for the love of God, you've been using this StreamYard stuff for like at least over a few years. Like, please get it together.
Yeah,
The background is also wrong. Okay,
I've
so
never done streams
right,
on my
click-
iPhone
all right,
before. This
Oh
is
so
weird.
Meta, hold on. Go to the overlays, right, and just click a picture that looks like it's a full screen picture. No, a different one.
Oh, like a full screen picture?
Oh no, that's the background. You can leave this overlay, but it's the background. Do background. Go to backgrounds.
Okay.
That's the background. I'm sorry. I thought it was an overlay. My apologies. It's been a while since I used StreamYard too. Yeah, just change the background. There we go. That'll work. That beautiful.
I know like the layers and like where they're at and stuff. Anyway, okay.
It's all Jimbo's fault.
Everyone, the background has changed.
You.
I did it. Forgive me, we were having such a good conversation until I just didn't know what I was doing.
It happens. Listen, it took me a while to figure out StreamYard, and then it took me even more of a while to figure out Restream. So it's
you restream you.
This is
Restream's not bad.
Yeah, except when you have more than one person.
Yeah, well, I do solo streams anyway often, so.
Well, true,
Okay.
true.
Okay, so I obviously, Saggy, you've already talked about the Adam Sessler stuff with him bashing conservatives, but you do know he also like supported doxing, right?
Oh, I know all about it. When I
Okay.
did my video on the situation, I had to do like a lot of research. I actually did research. Imagine that.
Wait,
well, I mean, that's what you're
what's
supposed
research?
to do.
What?
Right. I
I've
know,
never
right?
heard people doing that. That's weird.
Right? People do research on the internet about stuff they talk about. Oh,
Lewis,
crap.
That's honestly disgusting.
Lewis said hashtag Jimbo's a cutie.
Jimbo is a cutie,
Yeah.
but his chicken nuggets are gross.
They're
Damn.
fucking phenomenal. I don't know what you're talking about. That's just rude.
But yes, I do know all this stuff.
Okay. Yeah, because because the other thing was like Kevin Pereira. The first thing I talked about was Kevin Pereira, like basically got like so triggered that the chat in Twitch turned on him when he started promoting NFTs. And I don't know the full science behind them, but I am of the opinion that they are bad. I'm still learning all this stuff as it comes out. But from what I understand, it just takes a lot of electricity and energy to make them. And that energy could be used, more beneficially, basically. Also, it's just a Ponzi scheme. But that was the first thing I talked about. And then I'm talking about this. So I don't know if you had opinions on NFTs or I can play the clip again.
Yeah, I don't know much. I don't know much about NFTs to talk about it, to be fair. So I just am like, if NFTs, I'd have to do some extensive research on them. But I've also heard stuff. I've heard people talk about NFTs. I still don't know what they are, but I hear negative things about NFTs. So
yeah, the internet just basically hates them.
Yeah, so I mean, if the internet hates them, and then you're talking about something the internet hates, then I mean, you're gonna get backlash. I get it all the time doing the content I do. Like this is just normal.
It really like.
Hi, Adam.
Oh, hey, what's going on, Adam? But yeah, like I can if my internet doesn't decide to shit on me, like this is basically it. This is basically the extent of like what happened with Kevin. It's like 45 seconds, but
maybe later we'll get to talk about Crypto Beefcakes, which is a project that you tie an NFT to a Discord account. And then if you're a positive influence in a community, it actually inflates the value of your NFT. So heaven forbid we have avatars and communities that encourage people to be kind and supportive to increase the value of something. But apparently, that's the thing that gets me canceled today, is caring about a new technology and community. Well, you're all welcome. That's my time on this one. Yeah, it's okay to hate. I'm going to sleep fine tonight. Yeah, I really will. Now, at the end of our stream in the cool down, I'm probably not going to talk about NFTs anymore because someone's going to come out with a cattle prod. Heaven forbid that happen.
Like he's just, oh god.
G4 is just spiraling down because people. It's funny because a lot of people that are talking about it, it's like I don't think a lot of people really remember G4, and that's the biggest problem I have, especially when it came to that Frost controversy, is that like a lot of people don't remember G4 and what it was basically supposed to be. It was supposed to be a game equivalent of MTV, and just like MTV did, G4 also started steering away from the core content that they claimed their network was going to be based off of, which is gaming. And then on top of that, this whole comment about Frost saying, and she made the biggest mistake with that speech. Like I could have been understanding of her little speech she gave if she didn't name drop Olivia Munn and Morgan Webb, who are both women who have literally been sexualized and hired for their looks. I was literally on a panel with a woman named Liana Kay.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah,
It
you
good.
watched it, right? Yes, she worked for G4. There are pictures of her with Olivia Munn, and she even said the same thing. Like, yes, we are hired based on our looks. Like, even Frost herself was hired because of her looks. Because she's not an unattractive woman. Well, I know people are roasting her right now, but as far as
Bruh,
like,
the one I saw, the best one was during Rich's stream last night. Someone called her MG Karen.
yeah, but she got Karen. That's her new nickname. But this is what I'm saying is that like if you look at pictures of Frost, if you Google Frost and you look at some of her pictures that she has, she's actually a very attractive woman. Okay, and she was hired because she has a resume because she was the announcer. She was one of the announcers for the League of Legends, competitive tournaments. She was an announcer, so she has that experience, and she's also an attractive female. So when she said that speech, it's like, bitch, don't forget you were also hired because you look good. Don't act like you were hired because you were just a gamer or yeah, it's a hypocritical statement. Like Morgan Webb and Olivia Munn had, as far as I knew, they never come out and said they had a bad experience at G4. I'm sure that could change at any drop of a dime, I'm sure. But if you look at Olivia Munn in particular, she's drop dead gorgeous. She's a smoke show.
She was definitely like, and like I forgot who brought this up, but like both of them were in Maxim. Like,
yeah.
Like it's interesting though, because like oh man, like for Frost to, again, like I covered all this on my channel. I covered like the context of her gaming take and how horrendous it is. Like I may or may not have spazzed out a few times with how bad it got, because I'm like, she has a degree in gaming journalism, really? Because like if she actually did, she would know that Sony's going to be absolutely mopping the floor with exclusives this year, and she apparently recently addressed this, and she still doesn't understand why people are upset. And I'm like, you how dense do you have to be to not understand why people are mad about this?
No, G4 is just, hold on, let me show you guys something. Let me give you guys like a perfect example. It took me 2 seconds when I was doing research to find this. And this is the crap I was talking about when she name dropped Olivia Munn, dude. Like, look at how this is from look at it says right there, a Halloween special, right?
Yeah.
And there's Kevin Pereira. Okay.
What do you mean? What am I? Look
I barely noticed you changed. What is that?
This is Flashdance. Cue the music.
Oh! Okay. Whoa! Whoa, you're on the move! Oh, I know! I got it! I know what this is! I got it! Yeah!
Those fucking Skittles.
Yeah! Flashdance, right? Flashdance! That's what that was, right?
What the hell was that? I was dancing.
I haven't seen my Netflix because I haven't seen it yet, but I know that
their water comes down, not Skittles. Jesus.
Well, they were handing these away for Halloween.
Oh, right, they're just stuck in my bra right now. They're just Skittles everywhere.
Okay. All right, well. Right now, it's time for the only news you need to know. So here's
dance with me.
Layla Kaylee in the feed headlines. Hey guys. Oh, no.
Oh wait, watch this. This one gets crazy.
I look like the handy
Hold
Oh,
on, wait.
yeah, I know. No, wait, that's the French made one. Never mind.
I'm not used to seeing her without the tentacles, but okay.
I got bloomers on.
Can I do a tentacle check?
Oh yeah, let me
Wanna
tell
get
you.
down there?
I wanted to
Do
just a little
something?
tentacle check.
It's like
Come
I'm
on.
on a train. You can't.
Tentacle free. We're good. We're good.
All right, guys.
And
we're
then it
moving
gets
on.
worse.
Like the way that the thing Frost said comes off is like the people that get upset at booth babes at like E3.
Publication
Yep.
Girls in
What?
Courses.
Look at this.
But what I call a weekend at Pereira's.
See a comic
So
book
yeah,
exhibit.
I mean that's just a little bit of an example, right? That's a little example of how these women were portrayed, and that's all scripted. Like you see the camera angle, they set the camera above the chair. That whole scene was a setup. So
Yeah.
again, and then she shows the panties and stuff. So it's like all of this stuff for the most part was scripted. Like G4 allowed this. So when Frost came on with that ignorant statement, and it was ignorant, it was just like did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you, but that's exactly what they were hired for. That's exactly what they were meant to do, is to be those sexy women who happen to be gamers. Like that was the whole gimmick. And
Gamer
Frost
girl.
is no right.
It comes
Frost is
around.
no
It comes
exception.
off to me as like, oh, holier than thou and all that type of nonsense. Like yeah, she just because apparently she was supposed to originally be talking about like how bad Red Dead Online support is. And I'm like, okay, that's actually something that a lot of people would love for you to talk about. But no, we have to address this because you need to move the goalpost as to why people are upset about you.
Not your
Over
awful take
Right.
about PlayStation and all that.
like
come
that.
on.
Right.
That actually hurt my soul to hear
And
that. And I'm a
here-
big PlayStation guy.
It was
Right.
I'm a big
horrible.
PlayStation
It
fan.
was horrible take.
And here's
Oh
my
my-
biggest thing. Here's my biggest issue with what Frost was saying. Okay. Back in the early 2000s when G4 was a thing, online gaming was toxic as hell. It's still not
COD
that
is
great.
Still toxic.
It's still
This is the
toxic.
dawn of the 360, though. Like,
Right.
Oh yeah.
But I'm
Halo
saying like
3?
when PlayStation came out with online gaming and we had the headsets and stuff, like you couldn't find a gaming lobby. Like I played SOCOM 2, right? And right. So anytime I was on my mic and a guy heard a female voice and they realized I was a girl,
Oh yeah.
immediately, oh, you must be fat and ugly because you're playing SOCOM. Why don't you play like Barbie or something? Like it was bad. Like men assumed that girls could not be gamers, because they were nerdy. Nerdy girls were not the ideal girl of choice. Now it's different. Now guys like nerdy gaming girls and nerdy anime girls. That's attractive, and that changed thanks to women like Olivia Munn, thanks to women like Morgan Webb, because they changed the stigma that men had when
The
it came to
stereotype.
right. They changed it. They changed the stereotype where it was like now you can find pretty girls who are into the things that you are into. That became sexy for men. Am I wrong? Do you men not find women who are into the things you are into sexy now?
no, you're absolutely right. It's just that, like, me being me, like, I don't know how to describe myself with this, but like, I never saw barriers and that type of stuff growing up. Like, I always just like, oh, you have the same things I do. Cool. Like, that's just me, though. And I know that's not everyone ever, but yeah, Morgan and Olivia changed a lot for women in gaming, and it did come down to their looks. It also came down to their knowledge, because again, like I was like in middle school when this stuff's coming out. I noticed that they were attractive, but I'm like, okay, I'm actually here for the game stuff because I'm that dense of a dude. But that's just me. But no, you're absolutely right, Sag. They did like change a lot for women in gaming, and yeah, I do remember, Olivia Munn walking around at Comic-Con. It felt like an annual thing, actually. Like she would wear the Slave Leia bikini. Like that felt like a tradition, honestly.
Right. No, it was like, so I would say maybe the reason why you experience it is like, so men who were like nerdy were always like there was also like a stereotype with nerdy guys that like women wouldn't go for the nerdy guys. But again, this is the early 2000s where like that was normal. Like nerdy people in general were not a desirable attraction. But you have, like I said, even when attractive guys were into gaming, they would still also feel like women shouldn't be gamers. That was like a guy thing to do. So it was a sexist type of thing back then. But like I said, Olivia Munn, when G4 launched and you see all these beautiful women, because almost every female on G4, if you look back, were attractive. They were attractive women.
Yeah.
And it was on purpose, because when you're on TV and television, movies, things like that, you have to have some level of attraction. Everyone exists in the entertainment industry to be easy on the eyes for you. That is the point. You are hired for that reason. Now, men not so much when it comes to TV shows like that. You don't have to be that attractive, right? Because like, but with women it's different. And it sucks, but it's the reality of it. But when she said that, she just literally took a dump on G4's history. Bitch, you are paid by the same company that sexualized Olivia Munn and Morgan Webb for views. And you're working for that company now. You yourself were hired because you're an attractive female. If you weren't, you wouldn't have gotten the job. So shut your freaking mouth. You don't know. For somebody who literally claimed to be a fan of G4, how did you forget that? How did you forget that? And the woman that I talked to that worked for G4, she said that that was most likely either a script that she was reading, right? But I have to not agree with that, because the fact that she has said things similar to that in the past. So I mean, I think G4 allowing that and standing by that is a bad move for them, especially when they're trying to relaunch. Like, no, now you went woke, and I can't believe I say that, but yes, G4
No, I
went
already
woke.
said earlier in the chat that the stream you made, like saying that Jeremy and them were right, like that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's absolutely correct. They're all right. They've been calling this, this one, the correct way. And again, like you don't have to like them, but they're absolutely right on this.
So I have another hot take. I don't know if y'all ready for this.
Go for it.
So the more I look into the whole Geeks and Gamers thing, they're right about a lot of stuff. It's just the way they're saying it isn't properly presented to the audience, in my opinion. Like, there is a definite problem with the industry inserting agendas into entertainment and kind of trying to like confuse us into thinking that they're doing it for the right reasons, when in fact I've like I said, I've been kind of interested in this because I've talked to some people who worked in the industry, and when we talked about the issue, like with Geeks and Gamers, when we talk about it, they're like, they're not necessarily wrong. There is a problem. Like, they are using people of color, people who are part of the LGBTQ community. They're using your struggles and your hardships, and they're monetizing it the same way you monetize your haters, Saggy. And I thought about it, and I was like, well, when we talked about it, and it's kind of true that when they do things like they make movies or TV shows that is heavily focused on Black culture. Now, are they doing it because they think that they're trying to cater to Black people? Yeah, but they're making it sound like they're doing it for the good reasons. Like, no, like Black people in entertainment are being used as a prop. We're props to these people. Do they act like, I'm sure some of them actually do care and they do feel like they're doing a good thing, but are they? Because like they put a lot of stereotypes in a lot of Black entertainment. They really do. If you look at all of the shows, and I say this, and I've gotten shit for saying this, but look at every TV show that has a main character that is a person of color. Luke Cage, Black Lightning, Miles Morales. They all have what? Hip hop music as their backtrack. R&B music
You
as their
ain't wrong.
backtrack.
You are not
Reggae,
wrong.
jazz. It's all stereotypical Black culture music because they feel like that's what caters to Black people. There are Black people who like rock music. There are Black people who like
You don't even need to start off the PS4 version of Miles Morales. Like, I haven't even played that game yet, but when I hover over it on the PlayStation 5, it plays like hip hop, rap, R&B. Like,
It plays a
I don't
beat.
know what it is.
Well,
it plays a beat. Like, my bass goes off. And like,
that's also attributed, though. They made that not just like he likes rap music because he's Black. They also made it in the game and in the Spider-Verse movie. They've been changing Miles's background as a character since he's been around. Because honestly, he was originally written to be he was boring. But his uncle and his father, in the game, at least, Black Ops, they say that they worked on music when they were younger, and Miles is you know, he also likes to make music, and so one of the mini games is that you have to go around the city and find, natural like sounds in the city and make a beat out of it.
But ask yourself,
I gotta
Meta,
play both those
why
games.
is that? I played it, but ask it. But here's the thing: when I played that game, I love the game. The game was a great game. But ask yourself, why was it the hip hop music? Oh, because black people grew up in the hood, right? And to get out the hood, they always aspire to be rappers or make music to get out the hood and tell stories from the hood and use sounds from the hood to kind of make their music. And then one became a cop. He got out the hood and he became a cop, but the other one stayed in the hood and became a criminal. Again, stereotypes. And they are presenting this to black culture like, hey, we hear your struggles. Like, no, you don't. Like, look at rap now. It's sad. I literally
Rap is honestly, yeah.
Rap is not what it used to be. Rap originally started, again, look at the history. Rappers started by rapping about their real life experiences and they're in the hood and being oppressed and stuff like that, and how they felt treated by the police and things like that. They made music that catered to their own people, and then they made money and got out the hood. Now rappers, for the most part, they're out the hood. What do they rap about? Having money, bitches, and drugs. Like, So I mean,
yeah,
it's like when you look at these games and these TV shows and these movies that are very focused on black culture, they still play on certain stereotypes that people aren't really seeing and they're not understanding. And I also say that I will say when they say the woke culture, woke agenda, I do say with Geeks and Gamers in particular, they are kind of getting to those points, in my opinion. It's just they're not explaining it in detail because, number one, how would that sound coming from a bunch of white guys? You know what I'm saying? So,
well, I mean, knowing people that I know immediately assume that it's racist.
Exactly.
That's why I've said, like, that's how I put it like this. Like, I love representation, but modern day representation is not modern day representation. It's glorified tokenism. Because you don't care about the substance of a character. All you're doing is trying to see if they reach a certain skin color, and that's it. Like, once we have to meet a quota for black characters, Asian characters, and all that. Okay, well, we'll do this, and this.
Right.
Okay, but what is their background? Like, what tragedy made them want to be a superhero? I don't know. Well, you have to figure this shit out before you publish it.
Right. So I mean, look at all these companies with Black History Month pops up. Oh, they're all about Black. Look at how Fortnite treated Martin Luther King Day. Like, they did the same thing. They did the same thing this year. The same thing this year. And it's right. It's like, bro, like,
it's all for profit.
It's tone deaf.
Right. It's all for it is tone deaf, and it's all for profit.
Yeah, they just like, it's like, yeah, we gotta look like we're in the right, and we gotta find a way to do this and in the right way and look like we're accepting this. And Fortnite's like, oh, we'll find a way to profit off of this. It's like, bruh, what are you doing?
Well, here's the thing, guys. We want black people and lesbians and gay people and all the LGBTQ community. We want them to know that we're allies and we're supporters. So what we're going to do is we're going to take characters you love and we're going to insert those politics into these characters. We're going to make you you want a black Superman? You got a black Superman. We hear you, black people.
That really pissed me off when they did
that. And you just have to pay for it.
Because the Ray Fisher stuff had just come out. And they're like, okay, we hear you, we understand you, we're going to handle this. Black Superman's what you wanted, right? I'm like, no, ethics, damn it, ethics.
Hey, guys, like, yeah, we hear Ray Fisher thinks we're racist. How do we show you we're not racist? We're going to make Superman black. You're going to get a black Superman just for you. And we're all sitting here like,
they don't understand what fans want. So honestly, I'm just like, I wasn't surprised by it. They don't have a goddamn clue what fans want.
The thing that made me even more upset with that was that there are black Supermen.
Yeah,
it wasn't them that were coming to screens. It was a reskinned Clark Kent, and I'm like,
literally,
why?
That just shows them that they don't understand their own characters. It's just plain as that. Instead of actually establishing a black Superman that's in the comics that has a full fleshed out story, they're just like, oh no, what we'll do is we'll just take Clark Kent and just swap him and make him black. That's what we'll do, and we'll put him in the civil rights
and
time.
That's why I say,
what are you doing?
It's glorified tokenism.
Right, and
that's why
here's
I say that.
I see what Caden says, but it's even a problem with some of the black people of color creators too. That's the weirdest part. Some of these creators are people of color, and they're also misrepresenting their own people. And I'm sitting there like, how did this happen? Like, what
Kamala Khan at first, I did not like any of these new characters because I just saw them as flash in the pan. We're only here to represent certain, people with no substance. And then, over time, other writers had to come in and write for these characters and make them likable. Like, that's the
Yeah.
thing that I also find interesting. Brian Michael Bendis wrote Miles Morales. He created Miles Morales, but Miles Morales at first was so bland. He was, and this is why people, he was identical to Peter Parker. Like, they had to change him to where, like, Peter is, the classic nerd. He doesn't talk to a lot of people. He likes to stay with his beakers and test tubes. Miles, though, is what is it, a social chameleon? Is that a term? He can hang out and blend in with any crowd he's with. He fits in with everyone. And that's what I liked about it. Oh, Black Ops, I'm not talking about that.
But no, I see what Kaden's saying, like, that he disagrees about Luke Cage Black Lightning shows. They were created by people of color. However, they
Brian
still
Michael
have
Bendis
to answer.
is
They
white,
still
though.
have to answer to people who aren't people of color. So I mean, again, it's kind of a gray area because we're talking about these shows who are supposed to be properly representing ethnicities and gender and sexual orientation, and what we're seeing is they're just doing it for the sake of we want their money. Not like
Profit.
we want to, right.
like-
we don't
like,
want to
they don't
represent you.
care.
We just want your money.
They don't care. They don't
When
care about
you-
representation. But if
I wanna ask this from
representation
y'all.
brings money, they will do it in the most bullshit way that you can tell it's just for profit. They will do things, as we've seen with many different companies. They will put ethnicity and act like they care, but it's all for profit, and it shows with the methods that they do.
Yeah.
Like, I want to ask this: how much do y'all know about Black Panther's creation?
Not a lot, unfortunately.
It was created by a man named Jack Kirby, who, if you look at Jack Kirby, he basically created half of Marvel and DC. Take that, Stan Lee. Love you, but Jack Kirby's the king of comics. Anyway, he created Black Panther in the 60s. Black Panther's known as the first African-American superhero ever put in comics. He created Black Panther for, young Black kids in America, just across the world, really, to have a figure to look up to. He made him a king of a country,
reflect the
and
actual
he
Black
gave him enough
Panthers.
character. He built him up as a character to where anyone could, like him for his morals and who he is as a person, let alone his skin tone. And then when his editor came in and said, "Hey, you need to add more white people to these issues," Jack Kirby was like, "All right." And so issue 2 is Black Panther beating up a bunch of Ku Klux Klansmen. Jack Kirby didn't give a shit. But no, like that's the point, is like Jack created Black Panther and T'Challa and that whole part of the Marvel universe for it does fit the mold of representation. But again, like, I love comic characters that have, you can look past like what they look like and look at their morals and who they are as a person, and you can apply those to you to make yourself a better person. And T'Challa, Luke Cage. I don't really know that much about Black Lightning, in all honesty. When I first saw him, I thought this was adult Static Shock, and I had to learn real quick. Those are 2 different characters.
Yeah.
But
No, I can honestly say that is how you're supposed to have proper representation, is instead of changing characters, create ones. Like, they created Black Panther, and I just took a quick look. He created Black Panther because they wanted a Black superhero.
Yep.
Point blank. They wanted a Black superhero. They wanted a character that could represent a culture, so they created Black Panther. That's what you should be doing. You should 100% create new characters, introduce them to us, and that, there you go. There's your
Flesh
representation.
it out right. Just don't replace already established characters to represent a different culture.
Right. Create a character that represents that culture. If you're going to, if you want representation, don't just change it or insert it and say, "Hey, here we are. We got your character you wanted." Like, no, like that. I don't want a Black Superman. I don't want a lesbian Clark Kent or Clark. Things like that. I'm stupid.
The biggest thing that got a lot of backlash, and rightfully so, was who remembers Safe Space and Snowflake? Those 2, like, Marvel tried to represent the LGBT community, but like, hey, this is our new, gay or lesbian couple, and yeah, it was gay, and they're like, their names are Safe Space and Snowflake, and I'm like, are you absolutely shitting me? Like,
My
you
thing is
gotta,
like, if unless the character's sexuality is part of their story, fine. Like, say, you have a character who ends up falling in love with the same sex, and it's part of their story. It's part of their character development. I'm down. Like, sign me up.
yeah,
Cool.
Wicket, one of Wanda's kids, I don't know if you saw, I don't know if y'all seen WandaVision or not, but like Wicket, one of her
Mhm.
kids, he marries like the Young Avengers equivalent to the Hulk.
Right, and
Yeah,
it's like, is it
that's
relevant to
in
their story?
American Chavez's bio, with like talking about the Young Avengers.
Right,
And that's
but it's like,
established
is
there.
is it relevant to the character's story?
Well,
Does it?
their love story, like Wiccan and Hulking's love story, uh, was kind of naturally flowed through the comics, just like it would with a heterosexual couple. So that was fine. Um, and they didn't like force it in your face like they did with Safe Space and stuff, like, or when they made Bobby Drake the Iceman gay for like a few issues, and then when it didn't sell, they turned him straight again.
Right. I mean, it's like, if it makes sense to the story and it's part of the character development, sign me up. I'm okay with that. I'm on board. I got
Yeah.
no grievances with it. But don't just make a character who has been known to be straight for generations decide, oh, we're gonna make him gay to represent the gay people. Like,
Hmm.
why? Just make a gay character and make the story
Yeah.
interesting and make it worth my while. Don't just change
Lewis
Yeah.
characters'
knows what I'm talking about.
sexuality.
That
Wiccan and Hulking were good, are
exactly.
great.
That's why.
I just want
That's
to
why I
know
just
it.
don't get. That's what pisses me off. It's not. Yeah. It's just like make a character that fits that. Don't just change already established characters that fit that. You like the part of the things that people like about comics is that they're always evolving. So why not evolve the comics and establish new characters that'll fit this and also have a good story? Why you gotta change the established characters that we know that this is how they truly are and how they're originally created? Like it just doesn't make sense. Like there's tons of creative and bright people that will be able to create a good story that'll fit in, that'll establish all these lines. But it's just, I agree.
I want to ask this question because this is something that I've been thinking about on and off. And even was like I saw it on Twitter and it did not go well. But so when it comes to that, like, would you say that Miles Morales is his own character, or does he need to go to the step of other characters have gone to where, like, like Tim Drake was Robin, but now he's Red Robin, or Dick Grayson was Robin, now he's Nightwing. Does Miles Morales need his own spider name, or should he still be calling himself Spider-Man? Or is it like Terry McGinnis, where he, like, both him and Bruce Wayne are Batman?
I would say I'm
I
gonna
think,
just stand by what Stan Lee said. Stan Lee said the whole thing is anyone can be Spider-Man. So if Stan Lee says
exactly, yeah.
anyone can be Spider-Man, then I think that should stick because, I know fans, sometimes I don't know why fans ignore what the original creator said. Oh, it's not canon. It's like, no, if the original creator says this is what I wanted, this is what the character represents, this is what we intended, then I stand by what the creators say, because overall we wouldn't have this character if not for the people who
Hmm.
created them. So if Stan Lee says anyone
Exactly.
can be Spider-Man, including Miles Morales, then Miles Morales is Spider-Man. That's what Stan wanted.
Isn't Is he not Spider-Man? Yeah, he's Spider-Man in his own right. He's not Peter Parker, but he's his own Spider-Man in his own right. And I've seen gameplay of even the video games kind of establish that he's Spider-Man in his own right. And I
Peter,
cannot
like,
wait to play
acknowledges
both
him
of the
as
video games.
Spider-Man.
But
By the way,
exactly,
I
even
saw a
in
really good
Into the
question, by the way.
Spider-Verse.
Right, I saw a good question by INTS about the Blue Beetle.
Yeah,
Um,
I brought that up.
yeah, so I mean, I could just say, like, the way Blue Beetle started originally, if people don't remember, because a lot of people don't know about Blue Beetle, but I made the mistake of
I
saying I was a Blue
do.
Beetle fan. I had a right, but so if you remember the first Blue Beetle story arc, it wasn't even a scarab that was the
No.
reason he got his powers. It was something called Vitamin 2X. That's what I'm reading. It was so he got their superpowers powers from like a vitamin. Okay, that was the original Blue Beetle. Now, Blue Beetle has changed throughout the years with how his powers work and stuff. So, like, it started off as it's supposed to be like an ancient Egyptian scarab, right? So the scarab was found in Egypt. and it tied itself to an archaeologist, which makes sense. Now, them going to a Latino
Moon
and
Knight?
it be
Moon
huh?
Knight?
Moon Knight. We're talking about Blue
Yeah,
Beetle.
just making a joke. Yeah, I'm just saying because it's
Oh
Egyptian. I was
Jesus, no,
making
that's
a joke. Moon
Khonshu. That's a
Knight.
different whole thing entirely.
Right. But going to like
Stop.
going to Latino because obviously now the new Blue Beetle took place in El Paso, Texas, and it makes sense that because in El Paso especially, like there are a lot of Spanish people there, Mexican people, Spanish. There's a lot of Latinos in El Paso, so it makes sense that they would have a Latino be the new Blue Beetle, and I don't think that's tokenism. I think, like I said, if it makes sense to the story, if the Scarab ended up in El Paso, Texas, you would probably expect, since it's probably heavily populated by the Latino community, that a Latino would get those powers. I wouldn't consider that necessarily tokenism. I could say that they wanted a Latino superhero, and they decided they would be like, you know what, well, Blue Beetle, we could just have him in El Paso and have it be a relatable person that represents the Latino community. Could they have made a Latino superhero? Sure, but I don't mind the way they did it with Blue Beetle, because like I said, they changed Blue Beetle's story a few times. So
I loved the Batman Brave and the Bold version where like Ted Kord, like there was a whole like mini arc with Blue Beetle and Batman, but like you find out that like Ted Kord was trying to analyze the Scarab, and to make a long story short, like he launched it into space so that like his evil family member couldn't get it, and that's when Jaime found it when it re-entered Earth's atmosphere, and he became the new Blue Beetle. Like I love that. Yeah, and the Young Justice version is also great. I love the whole Reach arc. That is just amazing. I love it. I love all of that. But yeah, but I love Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle's great.
yeah, Blue Beetle's a really good underrated character, and I was happy to see that they're actually.
I remember when I first joined y'all streams, like everyone was trashing you for like a Blue Beetle. I'm like, what's wrong with Blue Beetle? He's fantastic. I can't wait for this.
I think it was just a joke to mess with Segi. I think that's
Oh.
at least that's what I did. I just did to fuck with Segi.
I was like, because I was like, damn, some of y'all feel like y'all coming for the jugular. Like I was not ready for that. But Adam says that Stanley was referring to how in the real world all people can relate to Spider-Man. He was talking about in the comics anyone can be Spider-Man, and I'm not a person who thinks Miles is not Spider-Man. He is. I mean, yeah, but like anyone can wear the mask. I retweeted something like that. Like it wasn't just like anyone can wear the mask, but anyone can have the morals of Peter Parker as well. And okay, I just gotcha. Caden's Blue Beetle is amazing. Absolutely. William Johnny Lawrence should play Ted Kord. Johnny Lawrence plays. Who's Johnny Lawrence? Anyway. But yeah, it's the same though with representation in gaming too, because that's a big thing that I've heard so many people complain about, and I'm like, I'm gonna have a whole series dedicated to just talking about like women in gaming, like not women like like women figures, but like women gaming icons, because like one of the first icons in gaming was a woman. Samus Aran, Metroid. She was one of the first big characters in gaming that was a woman, and what was great about it is like you didn't know she was a woman unless you completed the game 100%. That's when her armor would come off.
Oh yeah.
You'd see her in a bikini, and then
Smash players.
What
I said one of my favorite characters to use in Smash. I said my favorite Smash character, but yeah, I love using Samus in the new Smash Bros game on Switch. Love using Samus.
Samus is a great character, and her arc with the Metroids is just fantastic. I'm so glad that Metroid Dread was a great finale. And then, of course, Lara Croft, who's without a doubt, in my opinion, the most recognizable woman in gaming in terms of like icons in gaming. And that's attributed to both sets of movies, whether you like those or not is opinionated. But and yeah, there's so many other examples like Shantae and the new River City Girls game. Like I have a whole set of stuff. I'm going to talk about that. But yeah, Frost just.
Would you consider Cortana?
Cortana's a woman icon in gaming. I agree. I'll say that.
Yeah.
She's definitely a part of like her and Master Chief are like the dynamic duo of Microsoft.
Exactly.
Honestly, honestly,
Cortana's a legend.
Cortana is a legend, and she like I can't imagine like, even though I'm not a Halo like fan, I can just whenever I see a new Halo game, I was like, okay, is Cortana going to be in this? Like, I really do, because I'm like, it can't be a Halo game without Cortana. She's one of those key elements that makes the series. And then, of course, there's I just had her in my head, and oh, damn it, that pisses me off when that happens. But I'm gonna just think on it for a minute. But yeah, the Cortana's another one. I had like a whole damn list in my head ready to go, and it just evaporated. Thanos snapped it out of existence.
By the way, I just seen Eternals. Speaking of Thanos.
Oh Jesus! Wait, you just saw Eternals?
I saw it last
still have
night.
not seen Eternals.
It just came out on Disney Plus.
I'm waiting to get home to watch it.
I have.
I'm waiting to get home to
know,
watch it with my speakers.
It's very debated between a lot of people that I've talked with. Saggy, did you enjoy it or no?
I liked it.
Okay.
I thought it was good. I liked it.
I'm excited to see it. I'm just waiting for my speakers.
Well, no, I thought it was interesting. I love Angelina Jolie, and it was Selma Hayek was in there too, right? That was Selma.
I think
I didn't
that
see
was
the
the leader.
credits.
Right now, that was Ajax.
Yeah, Ajax. That was Selma, I believe.
Yeah,
no,
she's in it.
Yeah, I thought it was very, very well done. I like the effects. I like the action sequences. The story was kind of predictable, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was really cool. I
have to ask, did you laugh when what's her name, Sprite, when Sprite got hit?
Bro,
I thought that was funny.
I thought that was funny, dude. She was going through her whole thing like, you don't understand what it's like to be like this.
She
And all of a
literally
sudden,
put the world at risk for a good time. Like, she.
Nah, I felt her on that though. I felt her on that.
I couldn't.
Like,
I was like,
well, no, because think about it, right? Think about it. You literally look like a child. You have the body of a child. You look like a kid. You can't fall in love with it. You fall in love with a kid that looks like her. That kid's gonna grow up and not want to be looking like with a child, bro. That stuff's weird.
But no, I just thought it was funny because she's in this very emotional state, and she's pouring her soul out,
she got
and
knocked
out of nowhere, pow!
Bro, he knocked her the F
I
out.
laughed in the theater, and I laughed in the theater, and when I laughed, everyone else started laughing at me, but I didn't care. It's so funny.
I did laugh too. I was like, oh,
I took out my earbuds. I haven't seen it.
It's part of the movie for me. Oh,
what? It's not a spoiler. She just gets knocked out. Ooh, big deal. That's not a big spoiler.
Like, she just gets hit, pouring her soul out. Like,
yeah, that's not a spoiler. That's not really big.
I'm watching it tomorrow night when I get home. Because I have to see it on my monitor with my big ass speakers. Like, I've been waiting because I'm like, bro, I don't want to watch it on my iPhone on a plane. I'm gonna wait till I get home. I was like, that movie's gonna be fire. I know it.
I just like how they explained where they were. Cause like so you know the premise of Eternals, right? They're basically gods. So it's like people were gonna say like
eternal.
Well,
right,
eternal. Right. So it's like, well, where the F were the Eternals when Thanos was like eating the planet? Like, what was going on?
Give a fuck.
No. But no, that's not what it was. They do explain it in a way that does make sense, at least in the beginning when you're watching it.
Good.
Right. So they do explain why they weren't around.
Like, that's a huge thing. That's a huge that's something that this movie should explain well. Like, for a guy who hasn't seen it and it's been out for a while, I want them to explain why the hell
they directly asked
prominent and
right. Well, they literally, Jimbo, they literally ask the question in the movie and they give the answer. They're like, so where were you guys when Thanos happened? And they were like, well, you see, so this is why we weren't there or why we didn't do anything.
Good.
And it was like,
good.
That makes sense because once you find out the like end game storyline, it's like, oh, okay, that's all makes much more sense. And they even explain how like the big bad guy, how it impacted like the Thanos situation impacted the bad guys' plan.
That I did like. That I thought that was pretty smart. But all in all, like I didn't like it personally, but hell, Bradley has an actual list of bullet points as to why he doesn't like it. And he sent me that list, and I'm like, Bradley, I didn't like the movie either. But dude,
Sounds like a Bradley thing to do.
this is a Shaggy.
Bradley.
It is a bullet point list. It is a bullet point list, and I'm like, I am not reading all this, dude.
This is the thing.
Bradley's
This is
a G.
why. Well, this is why I love Bradley, right? And this is why I think Bradley needs to have a much bigger YouTube platform. Because as a movie reviewer, if he doesn't like something, he at least breaks it down, like you said. Like he breaks it down where it makes sense. Like even though I like it, I at least understand why Bradley doesn't like it, because he makes sure that he makes a point to let you know every single moment of things he didn't like, and it's like, all right.
Just like how I mess with
you can't
Caden.
argue with it.
Just like how I mess with Caden with him playing Deathloop, I'll mess with him by saying, like, listen, if you just want you to watch Eternals again, man, it's I've changed my mind. Like, I'll just mess with him.
I think some people need to give Eternals another watch, because I feel like I didn't like Encanto. I made a really bad review on Encanto, right?
See?
Right, but here's the thing, I made a really bad review on Encanto, and so did Matt Jarbo, okay? So we both watched Encanto, we both were like, this is cringe, this is stupid. We went back and watched it the second time, and we're like, okay, we kind of might have misjudged it.
Jarbo's
So I
seen that shit like at least
He
11
watched
times.
Bradley watched Eternals twice, and the second time he was even more mad because he had to go back and rewatch it again. That's where he got the bullet points from. What's the rewatch?
I mean, hey, listen, big props to Bradley, because once you watch a movie and you don't like it, and you then go back to give it a second attempt and you still don't like it, I can't argue with you on that anymore. Like I can't.
Yeah, no, he
you
had
saw
nothing
it
left.
twice, right? You saw it twice. You went in for the first time, hated it. Went in the second time, still hated it. There ain't nothing more to talk about.
Like it was
Caden smells.
him and Austin. Austin.
Why are you doing that to the boy Caden?
I told Austin to
why are you
mess
doing
with
to my
about
boy
it.
Caden?
Likes Black Widow. Don't trust the guy.
I like
He
Black
likes
Widow.
Don't trust that guy.
I like Black Widow. See, Bradley is a hit or miss sometimes. Like you can't tell what movies Bradley likes or what TV shows Bradley's gonna like. It's very hard to pick.
Oh, his ranking, his like tier list things are absolutely great. What's funny is that I actually invited him to this panel, but he didn't know the conversation, so he was like, I'm not going to comment. I'm like, all right, but he would. I think he would love that we're actually like just we're just talking about him.
No, that's the beautiful thing about Bradley though. Like I like people who I can't like guess. So like I can't look at something and watch it and be like, Bradley, I think you're gonna like this. I don't know if he's gonna like it. I guarantee you, if I say, Bradley, I think you're gonna like it, he's going to freaking hate it.
Like me and him when had a back and forth recently about the Santa Claus movies, and he was like, the first one I'll give you, but the other time I'm like, no, it is all great. It is all great. All three are great. He's like, I can't with you. He sent a gif of a squirt bottle. I was like, no, I'm not in the wrong on this one.
Oh,
Martin
no.
Short is great as Jack Frost.
He's okay. He's okay.
It's an acquired taste. I'll say that much. But I just love them because they're just so Christmassy. Like it's just that happy good feeling. I mean, Caden, back to this real quick, Caden. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I still haven't seen Black Widow in all honesty, but like, I'm trying to make a joke about Deathloop just to mess with him, but I can't. I'm too tired. Martin Short and Bernard better return in the Santa Claus series. God, I hope so.
Yes, Bernard.
I want that
the
Santa
elf.
Claus series.
If he doesn't, I will riot.
You will riot?
I will lose my mind. Bernard better show back. That man is a G. He has to show up.
If you riot over this Black Ops, does that mean you're gonna get your SSD for your PS5? That mean you're gonna get the external storage for that, or internal storage?
I will go full anti-life equation on Disney Plus because I want to see Bernard. Bernard was a homie. I want to see my homie back.
Bernard. Hashtag Bernard was a homie.
Fucking Bernard. Bernard, let's go. Come on.
Oh my god.
Come on, Bernard. Like, you're telling me you didn't like Bernard? Bernard? Yeah, he's a
I
good
actually
guy.
don't remember
Come
Bernard.
on.
We're talking about it. I don't remember it.
No, I'm out. That's it.
No,
You're
Black,
not
hold
showing
on.
Bernard
Wait,
love.
why
You
am I
don't
looking
even
at
remember
Rescuers?
Bernard.
I've looked up Bernard Disney and I got the Rescuers. What the hell?
Not even
that it?
Disney showing Bernard love. See, this is just not right. This is just not right.
I'm trying at least.
I'm just hurt. I'm sorry, Kaden. I'm sorry, Kaden.
Well, this went from 0 to 100 real quick. Oh Jesus. Bradley wants to come in and say hi. So I'm sending him a link. Oh my god. We were praising him not like 5 seconds ago. What slander is he talking about?
Okay, now let's go back and shit on him.
I can't do that. I'm not good at flipping the switch like
Bradley
that.
smells. He better not join. He smells. He's just like smells
At
like
this
shit.
point, even I know that's just a joke. Oh Jesus. Hey, Bradley.
I heard the slander.
Jeez, this guy's
What
What
slander
the,
is coming?
what
Dude,
the
we were literally
hell are you
praising
talking? We were right.
Saggy
We were
was
literally kissing
praising
your
you right
ass,
there.
bro.
I heard the slander of the Santa Claus.
Oh,
The
okay,
Black
that
Widow
was-
slander.
Exactly.
Listen,
First of all, that was Caden.
There's a lot
That
of
was
slander.
Caden.
Listen, Caden.
No.
Caden?
No. Caden was slandering you. He said he likes Black Widow. I don't trust that guy. That was Caden. Nobody on the
Yeah, that was
panel.
Caden.
It's the
How-
best MCU movie ever made.
How
It
dare
is
you?
not, but
I know it's
Bradley,
That's some shit right there, Bradley.
Bradley,
I
I
will
will say-
fight you on that
I
one.
will say this.
Beetlejuice.
No, I will say this, Bradley. I liked Eternals.
Get out.
I told you.
I did though. I
I cannot wait to see Eternals. I know I'm gonna
Yo,
love it.
this mother ever had a goddamn list, bro. I can't.
He sent me the list. It was
You got a
great.
fucking how-to guide to like Eternals. Is that what you're saying? You have a how-to
Sorry,
guide.
Bradley.
Don't.
I did like Eternals, Bradley. I'm sorry, I did.
No, it's
I thought
okay.
it-
That's okay.
I thought it was kind of funny that it was a Marvel show and they had all of the Eternals had like DC superhero powers. That's why I thought
Yeah,
it
I was like,
funny.
Oh yeah, no. That's why I say it's Marvel's attempt at a Zack Snyder
Man.
movie. That's
It
that's
really
why.
it kind of I will say it kind of was, but that's kind of why I liked it. I'm not gonna lie. I
Is
did
that-
like it.
She
like
said
it.
she looked at some Zack Snyder content and she's like, I like.
I liked
Alright.
what they did in Eternals. I'm sorry, I did. I thought that was cool.
Like,
they had the
I
Superman
understand that people are
character,
sick.
the
I understand people are-
Flash.
It's just the
I'm
Marvel
trying to be
formula,
like
man.
you,
Like
my boy.
he rolled a whole. That's it.
I still have the notes. I still have it.
Yeah. Chloe's, I was like, it might be nice. I'm trying to be like you,
This
my
is Bradley.
boy.
That's
This is
Bradley
Bradley,
with a gaming mic that is better than most people who spend hundreds of dollars on a microphone. So
That is the
What's funny
sad
is
reality.
I've had this mic for like 5 years now, and it's
still good.
still.
but it
still
sounds
rocking.
amazing. That's the weirdest part, and it's so bulky. Jeez, look at that mic piece though.
I'm using my Apple ear, my
Oh
earphones.
my
but
god!
I'm
Oh my
using
god,
AirPods.
Bradley! What
Bradley-
the hell?
Bradley's notes on Eternals and why he
Bro,
didn't
what
like
are
it
you
is longer than Chris
doing?
Jericho's list of
Bradley,
wrestling
you
holds.
should just write the fucking film over or something.
I would
Holy
love to.
crap.
That's
would
almost
love
as
to.
long as Joss Whedon's rewrites.
I would get executive
Holy
producer credit.
crap.
I would like
As
to
long
think
as
I would get an
Joss
executive
Whedon's
producer credit
rewrites.
at least.
The script for the Eternals will be
Damn it.
like this too. I'm gonna write a book,
Dude,
a fucking
It's gonna
book.
be a
like I think you and Joss Whedon are tied for longest lists. Like his rewrites in your list is about the same.
Here's the thing,
That
though.
motherfucker rewrote the
Here's
whole
big
damn
difference,
movie.
though. Bradley would not be, a toxic POS while the filming was happening.
Oh
So,
yeah.
The only thing I would say, the only thing I would be toxic about is I'm like, okay, stop being driftwood actors. Actually act. Actually try.
You, Bradley,
Please.
speak.
No, hold on. Bradley would be
Ooh,
toxic
Bradley.
because the moment
Oh,
one of these
shit.
actors says that they like Eternals, he'd be like, "You're fired.
Get
Get
out."
out."
Recast. No, you're not even recast. You're cut.
The other
Cut from the
day,
movie.
he was asleep,
I'm
and
cutting
I had
your
Austin
character
be like,
scenes. No,
I
don't
had
even
Austin
cut
be
them.
like,
Don't cut
I
them.
was like-
Just cut their scenes and appearances in the movie.
Cut the character.
No, just cut their scenes. Like have them in the
Just-
movie, but like in
and
one
then- and
scene,
then-
and that's it.
and then when they say, well, why wasn't the character, in the film more? He just isn't a good. They just weren't a good actor.
Ask him.
Because that'll definitely work out well in your favor.
Why don't you ask the actor? They know.
Oh, but no,
They know what they
yeah,
did.
like that list. That list
Ask them
is,
what they
is
did.
great.
They know what
It
they
is
did.
a great list.
I will
We've
admit
done
though,
the
there's a
journey.
lot of nitpicks on there. I will admit.
There is some nitpicks, but like he's right about the driftwood, though. I'm sorry, but he is. The driftwood is very prominent.
Cersei. There's no emotion.
Icarus just
I
irritated
cannot wait
me.
to watch this film. I'm ready.
You know what doesn't make sense
Don't
either?
talk about Rob Stark like that, you bastard. He died for our country.
He flew into the sun.
He didn't even die.
Yeah, he's
He's
not dead. Yeah.
I didn't watch the film.
Wasn't it-
I will
wasn't
fight
it-
you.
You didn't
I
watch
will
it.
watch the
That's the
film.
point,
I have to
though.
watch it.
Just know
That
that he
scene
doesn't
is
will
so
fight.
weird. It's so weird. Just
Bradley,
fucking flies
when,
into the
listen,
sun.
Bradley, when
Hi,
that
I'm
moment happened in the
Icarus.
film, when that moment happened in the film, I'm like, wait, I thought this was the main plot. Now we have to deal with this too. Like,
So
why?
random.
Why? If anything, build that up for the sequel. Why?
And you know what? You know what doesn't make sense either. I'll keep it very on the low key about spoilers, but they're not supposed to have emotions because how they're created. But
Emotions are
somehow
evil.
they end up having emotions.
Well,
How
that's-
funny is
that-
that?
I would attribute
iRobot.
that
It's
to the
that Will
human
Smith
condition.
iRobot plot.
Pretty much.
Yo, it's that
It's-
iRobot
yeah.
plot. Don't worry about it.
And
Don't worry
the
about it.
and this is the last thing I'll say about the slander I heard. Santa Claus 2 and 3 are the absolute worst movies ever.
Okay,
made.
Santa Claus 3, but 2, you better stop. Number
2 is
decent.
terrible.
Get out.
Terrible.
Get out.
We're gonna
It's
fight.
so bad. The only reason I can watch
Bradley?
those movies is if I'm high out of my mind. It's the
You
only
know what?
reason I can watch
I'll
those
take
movies.
that. I'll take that. That's
Bradley?
fair. That's fair.
I
Because
will
honestly,
give you
I
that
cannot watch
3
those
is
films.
not the best one. I will give you that. That's all I'm giving you, though. Because 2
2
is
is
the
not
best
terrible,
one.
but it's
No.
not great.
Yes, 2 is a fantastic sequel. I
No.
don't love lovey-dovey
No,
crap stories like that.
it's not okay. It's
That
not
one was sweet.
fantastic. It's not fantastic. It's decent. It's decent. It's not a great film. It's decent. Number 1 is still the GOAT.
Yeah, number one's
one
go.
is still the best,
Exactly.
but the
See?
sequels are. It's a good sequel. Santa Claus 2 is a good sequel to the Santa Claus.
No,
It
The
is.
first one's the best.
I'll take it. It's good. It's not great. I'll take good. It's acceptable.
I would rather watch Shaggy Dog than watch any of those movies.
Okay, now you need to get out. 'Cause that's an insult
know
to Tim
what?
Allen as an actor. That is an
Wow.
Shaggy
insult
Dog
to
is cinema.
Tim Allen.
Shaky
He-
Dog is better. Yeah, I'll take that.
He drove across
Shaky
state
Dog was
lines
good.
with coke. Did not put up with your slander.
You did
Dear
not,
God.
Meta. You did not.
That is
You
true
did
though.
not.
He did get caught transporting coke between the Arkansas border. He got,
Don't
That's a
forget
home
about
improvement
this.
right there.
That's
actually why Home Improvement was created, to basically save his career and get him out of that
Stop.
fine.
Pretty much.
Hi, I'm Tim Allen. Want to do a line?
Want to do 6 lines?
You mean for a script, right? Sure. We'll use the
Yeah,
script.
yeah, totally.
We'll
yeah.
use the script. Rolls it up.
Hey guys. Hi, I'm Tim Allen.
I
We're gonna
have,
do,
the, I
hey,
have the
I'm
grunt.
Tim
I have
Allen.
the-
Are we gonna do another? Are we gonna do another Santa Claus movie? How about Santa Claus Does Snow?
Is that why
Oh,
Santa
yeah.
has the red nose?
Hey,
No, you did not.
Mrs. Claus is putting some shit in those cookies, man. Santa
Okay,
Claus is
that's
riding.
with a lie.
He's riding on that carpet, man. He's like Aladdin flying around everywhere. He's
I
high
can
as hell.
show you this.
Hey,
I can
hey,
show you
the
my
North Pole
balls.
does not have snow. It's something else. It's a supply of Santa
All right.
Claus. It's not snow. It's Coke. It's a supply of Santa Claus and his unyielding addiction. How do you think he flies around and supplies all the kids all their presents in one night? The man's hopped up on some cocaine.
I mean, he could just
Facts.
drink, massive amounts of
Exactly,
Monster
yeah.
Energy.
No,
Like Death Stranding.
not on the same level. Cocaine will power you like a fucking Energizer bunny.
Black Ops, like, listen, as a fan of Monster, I have to say they do get the job done most of the time. But when you need that extra kick, you go straight to Coke.
Damn right.
Yeah, Coke is like the Energizer bunny.
Oh my god!
Pretty
I
much.
saw that one too. That's funny. That's a joke with the Energizer
man.
bunny.
Now Rudolph and Santa are Coke buddies, man. That's why they both have red
Oh
noses.
my god!
Stop.
Anyway,
Dude,
anyway,
you're just ruining my childhood at this point.
just shitting on people's childhoods. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
We're off the red-nosed reindeer.
Oh
He
my
does a
God.
lot of coke.
Rudolph
Why am
the
I here
Red-Nosed
again?
Reindeer has a. I don't know at this point. I've lost the
Why
lost
do
the
I
plot
exist?
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer has a very big coke addiction.
Boo!
Has a-
Get him out! Get him out of here!
It's has a very coke filled
Say he
nose.
smells like shit.
Get
She
him
needs to go
out of
take a
here!
shower.
Get him out of here!
Yeah, get out of here.
Get out of here! Get him out of here! Get him out!
But
I did not watch the Moon Knight trailer, by the
Smells,
way.
you get out.
I haven't
It's
watched it either. I intend to watch
It's
it.
Underwhelming.
great. It's fire. It's utter. It's
I asked you this, Bradley. Have you seen
PS
it?
cinema. It's PS
It's
cinema.
underwhelming to me, to be honest.
Your face is underwhelming.
Like thank you. Thank you.
Well. Okay, so it's underwhelming, but that doesn't mean that you're not
I thought
interested
it
in
was
the
great.
series, though.
No, I'm still interested. I really am interested,
Okay.
but
It's
to
a
be honest,
it's a teaser trailer.
it is a teaser.
To be honest,
It is a
It's like,
teaser.
that's why when I
and
okay, I
again-
watch it as a teaser. It's not a full blown trailer because I mean, honestly, like that's
It's only like a
Well,
minute.
Bradley, I would just say go into
it's
go
it's a
into, go,
teaser.
go into it with this, just with this little nugget of information. It's got to be better than Eternals.
Oh yeah, it looks better than Eternals for sure. Oh yeah, facts.
I
That's a
think
fact.
it looks better than
Like-
it looks fire. Like, it could be probably. I would say it has potential to be the best Marvel TV show that we've seen, just because it looks badass. I'm like, I'm ready for it. They're ready to go all out, and I'm like, I'm in for it because I mean, Hawkeye was probably one of my favorite besides Loki. Loki was decent, but
I still
you know,
haven't seen
Hawkeye was
Hawkeye.
fire. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're lucky, Meta. What they
Lucky?
do to our boy, Meta, what they do to our boy Vincent is atrocious.
Oh yeah, that's my only grievance I find.
Oh.
I'm like, you
Don't
sons
tell
of
me.
bitches,
I
how
want to
dare
watch
you
what
watch
happens.
Daredevil?
But don't tell me.
I won't tell
You
you.
know what?
But
But
I think
I'm
I know what
sorry. I'll
happens
hold
because
your hand through it.
someone
You
did
might
one of
cry.
those things where they took a page from the comics and like spoilers for Hawkeye, and I'm like, oh come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right about that. Yep. We're gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be doing that soon. But real quick, Bradley, because this again, like we were covering everything from top to bottom. It's very. It's only three things really. But I know you don't know, you're not informed with this drama. So to make it very short and sweet, G4 relaunched in 20 they announced the relaunch in 2020. Over the course of 2021, they brought in content creators from YouTube and Twitch and all that stuff, and it looked like it was going good. Like they had people that were entertaining and likable to an extent. Some had a little bit of a sketchy background, but all in all, it looked pretty decent. They bring back X-Play, they bring back Attack of the Show, and then it was like a domino effect. All the dominoes were set up, and then one of the first tweets that G4's Twitter tweeted out was like a joke for like the Hawkeye meme of when Falcon says, he's out of line, but he's right.
Yeah.
It was like they basically called all gamers toxic.
I wouldn't say
And
that.
yeah, and then it went on to good old Adam Sessler, who again, just to recap, supports doxing.
Oh hell
and
no.
Believes if you're a Republican, you should literally just be genocidally wiped off the face of the earth.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like so. This is the first week. So get out of my system. Republicans are stupid. Racists drink piss. Republicans are Nazis. They are cancer. Fuck them all. Republicans have a small parabola. They only swing between white nationalism and Nazism. Not for me. As I said yesterday, all the Republicans in my family can eat shit and die while I sip on some bubbly.
Dear God, my guy. You
Yeah,
need to
and
get
then
laid or something.
Kevin Pereira then supported basically shilled out NFTs on G4, and the chat turned on him, and then he got mad, like big mad, and yeah, so they're a sinking ship. And then of course there's the whole Frost thing where she had a very horrendous take on PlayStation. Bradley, I actually wanted. Have you heard the take? Have you heard the take?
Mm-mm.
Long story short,
it's horrible.
She believes that
it's
Xbox is going to dominate, and Black Ops is an Xbox guy, and he's saying this, but she was like, I believe Xbox is going to smoke Sony. Sony has nothing going on this year. They have no good exclusives. They have literally nothing.
It's
they are a
bullshit.
They are a dead man walking. And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Sony is. I mean, no matter what,
they're killing it.
This is what I feel with both consoles. I think it's kind of stupid to compare one another. They're both next gen. They both have the same goddamn thing. The only thing that's different is Xbox has a better Game Pass.
And that's what she wants. She even
PlayStation.
Like
their PlayStation Now for cloud gaming is pretty solid. They have like really good titles. I just got my PlayStation. I mean, I love Game Pass, but when I hear people say like, "Oh, PlayStation needs to find an equivalent to Game Pass," I'm like, PlayStation Now is really solid. It's like it's streaming, which is my only grievance. Because you should be able to download all the games. That's the only thing I would say. Like, that's the one thing they do worse. But they have really solid titles on PlayStation Now. And PlayStation Plus, they also do. They have the same equivalent to Game Pass. But just for PlayStation Now, you should be able to download a lot of these games. Like Infamous, you should be able to download. All the God of Wars, you should be able to download, not stream. But they have a solid competitor. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and if you have I think you have a... I forgot what it is, but like there's certain games that are just too old. You have to like have a PC or something, I think.
Maybe
I don't know about that. I know that PlayStation, well, like again, if you hear the rumblings and the rumors, even though one of those was confirmed, false, but it sounds like PlayStation is going to have a state of play next month, and they're going to be announcing their equivalent to Game Pass. And if that's the case, then one of the tiers is going to be backwards compatibility with PS1 games, PS2 games, PS3 games, and PSP games on top of that. So you hear these rumors, that God of War Ragnarok's coming out, that Horizon Forbidden West is coming out, that Stray's coming out,
and they solidified it. It's 2022.
That's just a few of the titles. Like Forspoken is coming out, and all of those, like the third party titles too. Final Fantasy 16 is a game that's coming eventually. You hear all of this, and you still say, and you double down that PlayStation is a dead man walking, and then you blame the script. You blame who wrote the script for you. First off, I want to say that it wasn't just Frost on that panel that irritated me. No one stopped her from misrepresenting incorrect information, from spouting incorrect information, but also no one knew about the Xbox exclusives. And that made me very upset, even though I'm not an Xbox guy. Because I'm sitting here like, bro, like they're making an exclusive Indiana Jones game.
They're both good in their own right. They're both good. That's why my biggest thing is, like, none of them are going to do bad in this year and the next year. They all have good, respectable exclusives coming to their consoles that all fan bases are going to love. And the fact that Frost said that is really just dumb and just misinformed.
Well, again,
because they both have great titles.
You have Xavier Woods asking for a Sunset Overdrive sequel when Sony owns Insomniac.
Something I feel like it's unfair. It's kind of unfair to compare Microsoft and Sony, because Sony, regardless of what you feel, Sony will always be more successful because they have more than the games division. They have film division, they have music division, they have televisions and soundbar systems.
They have way
so
more
they're always
rights.
going to, yeah, exactly. They have way more levity than Xbox does. So it's unfair to even say that.
They're Sony's an entertainment company. Microsoft is not on that same thing. They're not an entertainment company. They're an electronic company. They're software. Exactly. Sony has more rights to entertainment properties, and they're gonna kill it in 2023 with Spider-Man 2. That game is gonna be awesome, and that's what I'm saying. They have all those great exclusive titles.
They have
for
the
PlayStation.
KOTOR remake coming.
They have all these different rights. Exactly. Wolverine is going to be awesome. I'm so hyped.
They have a Last of Us remake coming.
Say that. Oh, dude. Oh, stop. Don't even get me started. The thing is, as I've been an Xbox guy, I've seen like kind of like the cutscenes and I've known the story for a lot of these games. That's why I love God of War, and I beat that game right away because I've been watching like the different stuff on YouTube for all those games for years, even though I've never owned a PlayStation. But they should not even think about doing a Last of Us remake because they literally just remastered it.
Oh no,
So
no, it's
why the hell
confirmed,
are they
though. It's
gonna even
happening.
just think about remaking it?
It's, it's all
but
it's all but
dumb.
finished.
You just remastered it.
I know that.
That's
Here's the thing with Black
stupid.
Ops. Black Ops. Here's
You're
the thing.
milking a game.
No,
I don't
this
even
is
want
part
to
of
play
Jim
that.
Ryan's
I don't even
Black
want
Ops.
to play it. Last of Us 2 is trash. Why would I play 1?
This is a
Because I know
part
it's going to be
of
shit with 2.
this is a part of Jim Ryan's overall plan. This is one of the reasons why I don't like Jim Ryan as the head of PlayStation Studios, is because he's focused on big budget, like movie like games, like, you know, these big experiences you can only get on PlayStation. I'm like, that's fine, right? But one, you don't need to remake.
But why would I play Last of Us 1 when Last of Us Part 2 is shit? Why do I play 1 if if the next, because like that's a huge turnoff. Why would I play 1 that's gonna be great just to play 2 that's dog water?
Do you know why? Another reason why I think they're doing it. What's coming to HBO Max soon?
Because the show.
Yeah,
the
and
show.
if it's literally the same
it.
plot
It's
verbatim,
trash.
it's like, oh, I love the show, but I want to play the game, but for some reason I don't want to. Here's the other thing: the remaster is $20 at this point. Why do I need to get Emma Stoned? Why?
I'm Emma Stoned right now.
I'm speaking fact.
Like, get Franco'd. Get Franco'd.
Get
Franco, kid.
It's so good.
Just go to sleep. Get Franco'd.
How is it, sir? It's so
like,
good.
I mean,
that's my favorite James Franco line.
I don't know. I'm just.
But no, man. But that's why they're doing it.
I'm
like,
excited for
they're
God
remaking
of War,
Metal. From what I've heard, they're
Wolverine,
remaking Metal
Spider-Man.
Gear. They're remaking the first Metal Gear with Konami's permission. To make that an exclusive. I've also heard rumblings that they're doing stuff with Castlevania. I've heard rumblings that you know, that remake is coming, but there, as far as the backwards compatibility goes, physical wise, PS2 and PS3 will be backwards compatible. You can put in, from what I've heard, you'll be able to put in PS2 and PS3 disc into your PS5 and work that. Now, PS1, on the other hand, I'm the person that I talk to that knows a lot about this stuff, because they're CDs, like they're actually like music CDs type thing, like they're made on the same thing, you know, CDs that were music CDs back then. They cannot read, the PS5 cannot read them. However, digitally wise, there should be a selection of PS1 games available digitally on the, so it's like the PS3 basically. There's gonna be a digital selection of PS1 games to pick from. And I'm fine with that. I just hope that all the games from PS1 that were on PS3 are backwards compatible through your account, so that you can just download them onto your PlayStation. That's what I hope.
What do you think about Sony's plan about the handling of the PS5 stock by literally just making more PS4s?
This is nothing new.
Like, no, we're not. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing new, but like, still, it's just like, because that's what they do. Every new console generation, they always make more of the old generation.
They supported the
stuff like that.
They
so it's like the
supported
same
the PS2 during the PS3. They supported the PS3 during the PS4, and this is nothing new. But what's really shocking was like in 2015. 2015, they shut off the PS2 online servers finally. In 2015, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like Jim Ryan, like last year tried to shut down the PS3 online store. That's not going to be, people are not going to, if he is smart, he's not going to touch that for another generation, because people are still nostalgic for PS3.
Same with the Xbox 360. Xbox support literally just was like, yeah, there's stuff down with the Xbox 360, like online services. We patched it. It's all good. And people were like, yes. And it was over on Twitter, Xbox support. And people in the comments were like, people still play that? Like, and people were like, yeah, because I love playing my old games on my old console, because it gives me like the pure nostalgic factor. And that's why I kept seeing them. Like,
it also,
yeah,
like,
even though there's backwards compatibility, it's just like, yeah,
the software, with current games, you could say that physical media really is dead, because with how many updates and things games take via disc, it isn't really a full game because of the bugs and stuff that come before the patches. But anyway, the other reason why backwards compatibility is so great is that The software, for the most part, of the older generations is complete, though. And all you need to do is just be able for your newfangled machine to handle that. And you don't ever have to worry about your games library collecting dust. Like, that's the thing that PlayStation fans have had to struggle with, though, is that they have collected dust. I have like 5 different consoles underneath my TV because if I want the PS2, I have to get a PS2, PS3, PS3. And it's like, thankfully, they said PS4 is going to be backwards compatible because I'm like, there is no way in hell I would be okay with this happening again. Like, I actually would be very upset. I'm like, Sony, you'll have this in the PS3. For God's sake, what happened? Like, what the hell happened?
A PS4 game to play for my PS5, and I loved it. Like, it's great. I was able to download I bought God of War from GameStop. I put in my PS5 and it did like the upgrade, and it looks amazing. I love that I'm able to play PS4, PS3, and PS2 games.
Oh, like PlayStation
on this
making
PS5
that,
because I haven't played any of them. It's great.
PlayStation doing the PlayStation Plus like collection to where like there's a certain selection of PlayStation 4 games that are available if you have PlayStation Plus on PS5. That was a very good first step.
Same with PlayStation Now.
Yeah, same with
Until
PlayStation
Dawn,
Now has
a
its
great
faults
game
in my
that
eyes.
I love being able to play.
It has more faults than Game Pass does, in my opinion. The thing with Game Pass though is that not every game is going to be a 5-star amazing game out the gate. Like you're gonna have to find what you're looking for and make your own personal list. But at least you get that option to. It is still, in my opinion, the best deal in gaming. But this PlayStation tier, it's going to be a tier list though. The highest ranking has the extra backward, which makes me think that the PlayStation collection is going to have a PS1 category, a PS2 category, and a PS3 category. And that adds value to not only PlayStation Plus, but this new service.
They have a category for PlayStation Now.
Think about it, like it makes all the sense in the world for you to make a bundle out of PlayStation Plus and this like Game Pass service, because you get the play online with your friends, and also you get access to a little library of games that hopefully they'll
That's what they should do. They have PlayStation Now. They don't need to do and make a new service. They need to combine PlayStation Plus with PlayStation Now, but making the games available for streaming and downloading. Then at that point they'll be on the same par as Game Pass, because PlayStation Now is pretty solid. They have PlayStation 2, 3, and 4 games. Really solid games. I've added so many games to my favorites list from PlayStation Now to be able to play, because they have all these great exclusive and other games that are on both consoles that I want to play on PlayStation. So it's like they have a potential if they just combine those two services, which I've heard, which I don't know I think it's false that they started pulling PlayStation Now cards.
No, that was confirmed true
from what I saw.
I thought
okay,
that was confirmed true.
So that's kind of interesting. Which I'm like, bro, I just bought my PlayStation 5 and in my bundle I got, it came with a year of PlayStation Now, and plus I'm like, fuck.
Oh, no, they're not just going to shut down the service like outright, but it's going to be like, that's going to be like the smaller one of the three. Like the new service is going to take over with PlayStation Plus sticking around, obviously. But here's the thing, right? Like, I don't want them. If PlayStation pulls a fucking Nintendo, and I'm mad about this. If they pull a damn Nintendo and give bottom of the barrel games, bottom of the barrel, Japan, and I'm still mad about this. Japan's NES,
they did dirty.
Japan's Nintendo Online service got Shin Megami Tensei If, the predecessor to Persona, and we get freaking like Bubble Bopper or whatever. And I'm like, what is this? Give me Shin Megami Tensei If. I want my JRPGs, Nintendo.
You know what's cool too? If they do add PS1, PS2, PS3 sections, that's an opportunity to bring more people in who maybe fell off PlayStation and switched to Xbox or Nintendo or something like that.
Exactly.
So that brings in a new customer base.
Literally me. That's why I love PlayStation Now. That's what I'm saying. Like with PlayStation Now, I was able to play PlayStation 3 games such as Infamous, Killzone, and a bunch of other stuff that I never had the chance to play because I've always been Xbox, which I have now added to my library, which I'm able to play. But I wish you were able to download them instead of streaming them, because I'm like, for people with bad internet, you're kind of screwed with those games because you can't download them.
Thing. Bad internet just ruins that for everyone involved.
Yeah, they need, like, they have a potential. Why don't they just utilize and put more effort in with PlayStation Now? Because it's they have such a great catalog for PlayStation 5, 4, and 3 games. Like, why don't they just put more effort into that, make you able to download games, and then just keep expanding the library as more games come out, and just expand the PS4 library? They have so much potential. Like, I just got this, and I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like,
here's what I'll find
add more
interesting,
stuff
right?
to
Here's
it.
what I want to know if Sony would actually have the balls to do this. So recently they've been going to PC. My thing is, okay, so PS4 games coming to PC, that's fine. That's all well and good. Are they going to do it for the back library? Like, is Jack and Daxter going to be available on PC? Because that would be interesting. I don't know if they'll do it.
I think they're talking about which.
Well, I know
because of
that
the God of War success on
Bloodborne is
PC,
supposed to
they're
get
gonna
announced.
they're gonna talk about it.
I'm sorry, Black Ops. I muddled all over you again. I'm so sorry.
I was just gonna say they're gonna do more because PlayStation had talked to like the Sony studios, and they're saying like, yeah, they're planning on doing more like upcoming games being eventually ported to PC, like because of the success of God of War on PC. They're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we're gonna start putting more, which is
It's not
honestly
gonna be day and date, though.
like kind of a concern for. Oh yeah. No, I hope they don't, because honestly, that would just be really dumb if they put it on that are exclusive on PlayStation and on PC the same day. That would be wrong. They should maybe do a year after and then put on PC, because then it'll just be the purpose of having a console.
Well, I explained this to Donovan. He was like, when can we expect Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok to join Steam? I'm like, okay, here's what's going to happen. PlayStation is going to ride the wave of sales that those games are going to make until they start falling off and they start going on sale. Once they start going on sale on PlayStation, expect a Steam release pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
It curves the downfall of sales of that particular game to a new audience. So you may be done riding this particular wave, but that doesn't mean another wave ain't right behind it now. Like they know how to play the game. Like, and that's what I love about PlayStation. They know how to play this game. And like I said, Bloodborne is supposed to be getting a PS5 remaster, not a remake, a remaster, and a release to PC, which Soulsborne fans are going to be happy around the world at the same time. They're all going to have that same euphoric feeling that comes with being your computer with let's just say the tissue consumption is going to go up on that day.
Oh yeah,
because that's what they've been wanting for a while. In all honesty, they've been wanting that game on PC because again, Soulsborne fans love to go into the code and basically add the content that FromSoft just either took out or they just didn't fully, put in. But yeah, like it's going to be a minute before we see like Forbidden West and all that. But like the first Horizon did numbers, and hell, Days Gone found a whole new life on PC thanks to its re-release. I still haven't played that game, but I've heard that it's not as bad as people say that it is.
Check it out.
Oh man, I loved that. All right, y'all. So I think that's all that I can say, honestly, and that my panelists can say about this, because like it's a very small topic, but there's just a lot going on. I'm just disappointed in G4. I wanted this to be a return to form, a rising like a phoenix. I wanted great content. I wanted X-Play to
they just
be
embarrass themselves. That's
a
all.
predominant force. I wanted X-Play to be that predominant force in gaming, and X-Play gave. That's the other big thing I wanted to quickly discuss, and it's a very small thing, but it pisses me off. Why is G4 and X-Play? And people say, oh, in their Discord, people ask for this. I don't care. Sometimes people shouldn't get what they asked for. They're reviewing games.
Don't always deserve what they want.
Bradley, they're reviewing games from like 2014 and onward. So they reviewed Alien Isolation. They reviewed Batman Arkham Knight. They recently reviewed Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm like, why are you reviewing these old games? Review Lost Judgment. That's what I'm currently playing on PS5. It's a recently newer game. It's still technically old, but it's newer. Review that.
There's plenty of new stuff out there.
Like they reviewed Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. They reviewed God of War 1. That's fine. But 2014? Really? We're going
like 8 years ago.
Like like no one cares. Like let me look at the numbers real quick. This will not take long. The numbers on these reviews, because they also reviewed like Death Stranding. They reviewed Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not reviewing new games. Well, newer games. I hate that he's the first person that popped up on my phone. Anyway, let's see. So, Death Stranding, Jedi Fallen Order, Resident Evil 7, Ghost of Tsushima, Alien Isolation, God of War, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Batman Arkham Knight. Like like they reviewed Spider-Man. The most recently newer game that they reviewed is Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon.
The hell?
Which is a Shovel Knight game. They reviewed, they also reviewed Farming Simulator 22, Inscription. They did a review of Halo Infinite. But like they need to focus on new games. Like no one can. If you wonder if G4 wants to have, and this is blatant. I don't care but if G4 wants to have a show that reviews old games, give me a phone call. I have an idea for you. But X-Play isn't that. X-Play is talking about new releases, keeping their finger on the pulse of gaming culture, and that's not what that is. But yeah, that's my last thing I wanted to say. It's just dumb.
Yeah,
it's so dumb to me. Let's see. I just want to see how many views did Alien Isolation get? How many views?
Did they say anything bad about Alien Isolation?
37,000. They got 37,000 views for that. What did Mass Effect Andromeda get today? 33,000 versus like Death Stranding, which is 62. Jedi Fallen Order 64. Those are newer games that people still care about, but no one cares about Andromeda or Alien Isolation anymore. They don't.
No.
One's a catastrophe, and the other, from what I've heard, is a great horror game that I actually played a little bit of, but that's neither here nor there.
It's great.
They need to. I'm not doing the VR mode. And I'm not doing the camera thing. Screw that. That's BS.
There's a mode too where I know most horror games do this a lot more now, and I'm never doing this, where your mic, any sounds you make in your mic affect the game, and like the alien will find you. Like if I cough.
That's what my friend said. If you attach the PS camera and you turn the mic on, then that'll affect that. Let me see.
Yeah.
Damn, Black Ops had to dip off because of his internet, but that's cool. I'm basically about to wrap up now because but yeah, like just G4, there's so many problems with you right now, and I want you to succeed. God damn it, you're doing everything in your power to not do that. I don't understand why, man, because like you have no idea, Bradley, how bad I adored G4 for what it was. I loved it, but his fate just wasn't in the cards, I guess. Fate's just weren't in the cards, but it's whatever. All right, but yeah, so what?
It is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is, unfortunately. But all right, y'all, that is going to do it for that. I want to thank everyone that came on, Miss Saggy. Honestly, and I'm being honest, this was on my New Year's resolution card, and I'm not being funny. I'm being dead ass serious. I wanted to be on a stream with Saggy in 2022, and I got to do that. I'm happy.
Yay! I was somebody's goal.
Listen,
I feel important. Thank you.
I'm being for real, by the way. I'm being dead ass serious. Like I was like, there's people I want to stream with that I've been on streams with them, but I've never like hosted a stream with them on it, and that's so yeah. I actually am genuinely happy. So
yeah, check me off your bucket list, boys. Woo!
So there may be a lot of haters out there of this woman, but I am absolutely not one of them. In fact, I want to have more conversations with her.
Saggy's awesome.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. And yeah, it's also because of talks I've had with Bradley. Like he's sent the praise, and he's like, yeah, Saggy's awesome. And I'm like, I believe you. It's just I can never see the cards.
You know what's funny is I love Bradley. He's one of my close friends, but I hate seeing him on screen because he's so drop dead gorgeous, and it's very distracting. I'm objectifying Bradley right now. I apologize.
Hey! He's not here to be nice on the eyes for you.
He sure as hell is. Look at that. Look at I don't know how Bradley has never gotten into modeling. I don't understand
Almost.
how. Why didn't
Bradley.
you?
Almost.
You have the looks, Bradley. Look at
Not
that
my,
jaw.
It's not my personality. It's not my personality.
I know, but look at that jaw structure.
good.
Like you have, God, the eyes. Like, jeez.
Him and Austin are legit the definition of a power couple.
Oh my God, they both look like ridiculous. I can't. Like, that's just upsetting for women everywhere when you see two hot guys and they're like together, and you're just like, damn it. Damn it.
Okay, I have to say this now because you the way you said that, Saggy, reminded me. Like, to make a long story short, like my great grandmother my grandpa was like, this is back when Liberace was a thing, mind you. So
Oh,
she was
wow.
like, you know, I love Liberace. She's like, I love him. He's such a handsome man. And my grandpa's like, you know, he's gay, right? And she's like, no, he can't be. And when she found out, literally the words out of her mouth were, what a waste.
It's like sad, but like I hate it because it sounds bad when you say it. But it's like when you see two really hot guys and you are a female and you're into guys and you know like you don't got a shot and you're just like, damn, I just wish I could be that sandwich right now. Like this is it's so sad when you see two hot smoking guys and they're together and you're just like, damn, like.
Be the bologna in the sandwich.
Right. It's like
Oh,
I
God.
can't. It's like if I can't have one, I have both, and it's like nah. You see, we're together, which means we don't like the. And it's like damn, but can I like?
Bologna sandwich with some mayo. What are you
I'm
talking
telling
about?
Oh,
you,
God.
that must piss off so many. Like, can I ask a question? Sorry, I know you're trying to end the stream, a personal question.
No.
You don't have to answer. You don't have to answer. But can I ask Bradley, like, when you're with Austin, did y'all just get like weird, like not even weird, but like dirty looks from girls? Like they're just angry that there's like two hot guys holding hands and they're just
Got
like,
one the other day.
it's right. Like it's like so infuriating. Like you see two hot guys, you're just like,
Okay,
I
that
can't
settles
even
it.
have one, man.
I am doing a Valentine's Day stream. Bradley, you and Austin have to come on. I'm gonna have my
Oh, yeah.
friends Abba and Cypher come on too. This is gonna be funny. You're just gonna tell like great stories.
Dude, if I ever go to Vegas, if I ever go out there to see you in Austin, which I will eventually, like all three of us are gonna hold hands and really make people very uncomfortable.
Let's do it.
wait,
Fucking do it.
Sag,
Oh.
please tell me you're gonna be in the middle, right? Like you're gonna be in the middle holding both their hands, right? Like
I don't care where I'm placed, but it's gonna be the funniest thing having three people walking down the street and all of us are just holding hands and acting like a couple, even though they
amazing.
don't know only two of them are, and they have to guess which one's actually the
I can
couple.
already hear it now.
Which one's bottom?
Wait.
Yeah, like which
Bradley,
one is dating who? Like,
How-
is one of them dating the girl? Like, which one?
How big of a religious like presence does Vegas have? I assume not that big, but
Not that big.
oh damn, that's a missed opportunity.
But there is
Openly-
there are a lot of people out there who
Openly showing polygamy. Like that would just be.
I'll
Right.
walk into church and do it. Bet.
You know what's hilarious though? I really do think that's funny that like all three of us would be holding hands, and then you have all these people trying to figure out who is actually dating who. And
You know
like
what
this thing.
You know what I was told the other day?
What?
We were hanging out with his friends and shit. I was told me and him should be studied, and I agree with that. Because the funniest thing, I think it's hilarious that we never argue over real life shit. There's nothing really to argue about. But we do argue over pop culture. It gets
Yeah.
really heated sometimes, and his friend was, was like, you guys should be studied because that never fucking happens.
What's
like,
like
you
I
know-
said, like
That's
he was-
funny though.
He was
It's funny.
asleep on Austin's couch the other day, and like I told him to mess with him. I was like, Austin, say that you loved Eternals, and he was like, I mean, what are you talking about? Meta Eternals was a great movie. Shut up.
I was trying to take a nap and put me on the spot.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
funny.
you got him back though, and Bradley's a real one because he helps me with the Bat Wheels narrative.
Yes.
See, the thing
Hey.
is, Austin, Austin like really cares about Bradley and their relationship because like we try to get Austin. That's awesome. We try to get Austin to mess with Bradley when he's over, when we know Bradley's over Austin's, and Austin like he'll be on camera, he'll look over at Bradley and he like you can see him contemplating if he wants to have a fight or not, and it's the funniest thing because he like
Yeah,
looks
that's what he
over at
did.
Bradley. Yeah, he looks over at Bradley like, do I want to do it because my friends are telling me to and I'm on a stream and it might be funny, but
want
I
to have
also
that headache
right.
later today.
but he also is staying over my house and I'm kind of trying to get some, so I don't know if I really want to do that right now. It's the things that you can see go through Austin's head when we tell him to mess with you. It's hilarious.
Contemplating death.
Right,
Here's
he's
the
like,
thing,
do I
though.
want to die tonight? Because I just want to come to bed and snuggle.
God, Bradley, if you and him are ever on a stream together with me, please, for the love of God, when I bring you in, have that Bat Wheels as your logo.
I'm keeping it right now. It's
It
staying
would
this way.
instantly spiral. He would spiral. He would
I love it.
We
Spiral.
are
love it.
awful for relationships. We are gonna cause so much people to get divorced. It's not even funny. Like, yeah, don't mess with your significant other. Trigger them. Yes, we thrive on that. Okay, we can end now. I'm sorry, I derailed.
Sorry, I
so
ran out of
bad.
popcorn. I'm done. I ran out of popcorn. my Skittles spilled over. I'm out of popcorn. I'm just done. I'm not in the mood.
Austin,
Hey.
we love you.
Skittles and popcorn is the best combination. It is so
I was
good.
just saying that, but you actually mean
Okay, I'm
Oh, it's
really
so
starting to go with Caden here. You're the devil. Like that was the most demonic thing you can say. Skittles and popcorn.
It's really good.
Oh my god! I'll
It's so
try it.
good.
I'll try it because I'll try anything once, but I'm gonna be so.
I always
scared.
get crunch and popcorn.
Milk duds and popcorn's good too.
I can't do milk duds.
Well, chocolate covered popcorn's a thing, so that explains
Yeah.
why.
I can't. Milk duds are just no, dude. I
Milk
can't.
duds hurt my teeth.
Yeah, I hate them.
They hurt my teeth. I loved
Um,
milk duds, but they hurt my teeth.
I get the bunch of crunch with my.
Oh my god,
popcorn.
my
I
teeth are getting sensitive just thinking about it. Oh.
Or those like hard ass fucking Twizzlers. Ugh.
Those are not
I
Twizzlers.
hate
Those are
those
bricks. Those
Yeah,
are
they're-
bricks that they
like-
sliced into thin lines. Like
They're
like
made out of
thin
plastic.
But
lines.
the Twizzler twists are really good because they're soft.
You know what the best Twizzlers is? And I've only found them once in Vegas and it's breaking my heart, but the rainbow Twizzlers. Oh my god.
Bradley, get out of here with that nonsense.
They're
No,
so
those are good though. Those
They
are good.
They are predominantly over here. I can't stand them. They taste disgusting.
Hey,
Send them to Bradley.
Send me some.
Strawberry, dude, is the only
Oh.
flavor that matters.
Oh, the blue raspberry one's so good though.
I don't like artificial
What?
strawberry flavoring. That's why I don't like a lot of candy that's strawberry flavored. I just don't like the artificial flavor.
I don't like strawberries.
Bradley,
I like strawberries. I don't like artificial strawberry.
don't understand. I went to Chicago and my cousin got me a big thing of Twizzlers at the Hershey shop, and I'm having to go into like on the airplane, and I have this giant bag of Twizzlers, and they're like, "Sir, where are you planning on putting that?" I'm like, "Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna hold it. I'm not putting it in
I
the luggage."
love how we're having like a backstage conversation on a live stream. That doesn't happen. Like these are all
True.
listen, you guys, literally this is what we do after the stream ends. We'll sit here for maybe sometimes an hour and just talk about random crap. And it's like that's
I
like
love
the
it.
greatest thing. Yeah, I love like people sometimes when they leave after the stream's over, I get like sad.
Well, I didn't even know this stuff happened until like. You're laughing about it.
Oh. Oh
And
my
the
god.
stream for Bradley died.
Okay,
on the
Turn
yeah,
red.
we're gonna go now. Again, I want to thank Ty for letting me use his platform for this video. I want to thank my panelists,
Shout out
Black
to
Ops,
Ty.
Saggy, and Bradley. I want to thank all of them. Again, please, if y'all want to support this channel, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when the next stream comes up. And again, just join the Patreon, all that good stuff. But until then, I gotta have a timer for this actually because I wanted to do this properly. Okay.
Aww.
Okay. Let me get ready. This I do know how to do. But yeah, thank you all for watching. And remember that we do it for you and we do it for the culture. Good night, everyone.
Try